Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is a great day to be alive. On this Friday, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. What's the song where it's like, what the hell is going on? You know, where they scream it? It's like punk rock. That's what I'm feeling right now when it comes to Rashan Gary. Ben Brust, Packer backer Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle. You're not good at social media anyway, so you're probably even double confused.
No, Rashan Gary is gone. I don't give a damn what they're trying to tell you. He's gone.
That's a good take.
He's going in my head already. He done.
AI, hacked or not on social media with his post. He's gone in Kyle's mind.
If ever something get posted, it was derogatory or crazy on my page, and I got hacked, trust me, I didn't get hacked.
Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. We'll get to you in a moment here. Alex Stro running the show. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. List is more. Get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And, of course, you can get us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. So what's going on is Rashan Gary is still a member of the Green Bay Packers, but he was hacked. Do I put quotes? Hacked on Instagram with what was seemingly AI, because, I don't know, every AI post that I see that is very cookie cutter has the M dash, as Stro has read before, where it's like, not a dash, it's like a huge line. And there's a couple of those in there. Green Bay. When I got the call in 2019, it was one of my greatest moments of my life, and it always will be. The opportunity to present the Green Bay Packers nation across the country and around the world is something I'll never forget. Like all chapters in life, this one has come to an end. I want to thank everyone who has supported me and my family throughout the years. The love, the energy, the memories mean the more than words can explain. On to my next stop. Huge dash. Nowhere near done yet. All 6'5", 275. Can't wait.
Cool.
That was the Instagram post from Rashan Gary. Then I saw Bill Huber, covers the Packers, say Rashan Gary's account was hacked. So, during Mr. Irrelevant on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, I heard a little snippet of Alex Stro saying, breaking news, Rashan Gary is no longer at the Packers. And then he probably did another 50 minutes on how Rashan Gary is still on the Green Bay Packers.
I imagine being the hacker and saying, "Oh, I got in, guys. What should we say? I got it. Let's pen a farewell to the Green Bay Packers. We have one opportunity to hack Rashan Gary's account, and let's pen a farewell, a heartfelt farewell that feels very legitimate. I mean, it's an absurd excuse. Rashan Gary's as good as gone. I'm sure that the Packers maybe
they're trying to trade him.
Restructure didn't work out, and they said, okay, we'll try one last-ditch effort to trade. As they're taking phone calls, they see the post. Panic! Tell Rashan Gary to take it down. But, of course, they're not going to get a trade ever. This is classic Packers, right? Instead of just letting him go, try to get a 7th-round draft pick, but it's just he's
Was
gone.
He hacked?
He's gone. No,
800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. Was Rashan Gary hacked?
No.
The post has since been deleted.
The best thing Rashan
Bill
Gary...
Huber said he was hacked. Do you not believe in journalism, Kyle?
This is the most effective Rashan Gary has been in literally almost the whole season. He literally knew that the Packers were going to... No, the Packers were trying to get rid of him, and the Packers were going to trade him. And he said, I don't want to just be traded anywhere potentially. I want to potentially go ahead and dictate where I get to go. I think this is playing a role in it. I think he's saying that, you know what, I want to control some of my destiny where I go, so I'm going to put this post out here and then say, oh, I got hacked. And as Brad said, I've never seen a hacker who posts such a nice note from AI. Usually hackers are posting videos. Oh, Michelle. Or maybe hackers are posting or going into your bank account. Hackers aren't posting farewell.
Who's Michelle?
Ask Shannon Sharp.
That's what I was trying to get for the audience.
But my whole thing is he ain't getting no hack. Rashan Gary made a strategic decision to say, I'm going to release this because now if a team already knows, and let's be honest, ain't nobody trading for Rashan Gary.
No one wants that contract.
And so he's just going to say,
he was hacked!
Just in case of
I stand with Rashan Gary.
Just in case the Raiders were thinking
identity
he was a good
theft is a real thing, Jim.
Yeah. He wasn't no dang hack.
Office
Rashan
reference for you.
Yeah, Rashan Gary was being very, very strategic. But the Packers also, y'all got to get y'all stuff buttoned up. You got to get it buttoned up. Ain't no way. How is this happening to us? How is this happening? Why did this get out? This is not the way you want to start free agency. You don't want to start with this nonsense and guys letting everybody know, making their announcement, and then having to take it down. No, I don't like that. I don't like them vibes. Goody, get it together, because I don't like get control over these guys.
This is the organization that's being led by the contingent of extensions between Goody and LaFleur and Russ Ball.
Ed Policy needs to bring them in the office and needs to tell them, listen,
tighten this up.
Don't let this bleep happen again. That's all I got to say. It better not happen.
This isn't happening to 31 other teams. And how is it happening to the Green Bay Packers? That's the question. I thought it was going to be sort of a calm before the storm today.
What are we talking about? He wasn't hacked. Bill Huber said he was hacked.
He was.
I want him on
hacked.
the forefront of cybersecurity. He give this man a cybersecurity deal.
Great point.
Good NIL/endorsement play
Let me
for
tell
a
you,
professional.
Bill Huber, I know he does great work.
Soldier.
He is a great soldier.
He's a good soldier.
He is a great soldier.
Say,
the
Bill,
Green Bay
Bill,
Packers,
did you do a solid?
The Packers and Rashan, whoever.
I swear to God, you want a one-on-one with Goody, you got it. Just say he was hacked, please, out there.
That is absolute nonsense to say that somebody was hacked. Like, come on, hacked by his agent? Hacked by his daughter or son or wife?
His agent, a.k.a. the sports agency he owns, called Rashan Gary Sports. He's the only client.
Oh, wow, he's his own agent?
He's not his own agent. He has an agent by the name of Ian Clark, but he has one client, and it's Rashan Gary.
Oh, wow.
And he works for Rashan Gary Sports.
Poor Ian Clark.
Guys.
Shout out to
he's
Rashan.
done pretty well.
Shout out to Rashan Gary. That is intelligent to do something like
This
that.
isn't the Packers' fault at all. It's 100% Rashan Gary's. He's trying to force his way out so he can make the most money in free agency that starts in 3 days. The Packers are going to drag this thing out like they did with Jair last year. That's what they want. They're trying to force. With the McKinney restructure, they're cap compliant.
They're cap compliant, but they don't have access to do anything.
Well, right,
but don't you think the Packers should have been more aggressive in trade conversations before getting to this point?
Nobody wants him.
So then just release him.
Oh, maybe somebody will get desperate after free agency.
Oh, but nobody wants him.
Not right now, because free agency hasn't happened yet.
They need to release him before free agency because they need to be under the cap next week.
We're
They're under the cap. They're cap compliant.
We get they're under the cap. People want to see the Green Bay Packers make moves when free agency opens.
I hear
and that's
you.
impossible with where things stand.
I hear you on that. Elton Jenkins is still a possibility. Save yourself, I think it's like $11 million if you release him. It actually might be more than that.
I think it's like 20.
Yeah. So I would imagine we will see him gone before free agency begins. I wouldn't be shocked if Rashan Gary's still on this roster when free agency opens on Wednesday.
I would be shocked.
I would be shocked. I would be disappointed.
Do you think he has a different graphic ready then if he is released before Wednesday?
Hell yeah. He's already got the next AI one cooked up. He's going to activate that account and say, I got hacked, and it's going to be like I loved Green Bay, I can't believe someone would jeopardize my career like this.
This is so Rashan Gary. Why wouldn't he stand on business? Just keep the post up. They probably already told him, we're going to release you or trade you.
He's still an employee.
From Wisconsin family. If Rashan Gary got to the QB as fast as he deletes posts off IG, we wouldn't be in this position.
That's good.
We would not be. But listen, and also something interesting. You got that post still, Ben? Something very interesting at the bottom. When he said his measurables, 6'3",
6'5", 275.
Listen, that's a pitch. Remember when you play sports?
Yeah.
What do we do in our profile? We said our height. We said our 40 time. We said our weight. Like he gave everybody the measurables.
Alex Strofe, 6'3", 175. Max bench 90.
Oh, I wasn't that heavy when I was playing sports, man. I was like
140.
I was like 6'3", 150.
Here we go again.
150.
210, he lying again. Playing sports.
Playing
sports. Participating
in sports are, yes, those are the two. That's a big qualifier. No, there's a huge difference.
You picking dandelions is not playing. You participating. You on the team.
Yeah, eating the grass while they all play soccer is a little different. 800-990-3776. Rashan Gary was allegedly hacked. I'm a journalist. I believe in Bill Huber. Says Rashan Gary was hacked.
You know what can't be
After he
fudged?
posted that he's moving on from Green Bay.
So with this post, I was reflective of the Rashan Gary time in Green Bay. The man never had double-digit sacks. In 8 years, he never had double-digit sacks.
13th overall pick in 2019.
And Goody signed him to this extension from an ACL surgery afterwards, so not knowing what the production was going to be looking like. And he was top 10 as far as an annual basis paid defensive ends during most of the last 4 seasons, or 3 seasons, however long the contract is. And meanwhile, you have Micah Parsons saying, yeah, double-digit sacks is like the floor. Like, I never expect to get less than double digits. Now, Micah Parsons, Rashan Gary, not the same guy, but just I can understand taking a swing on a draft pick, first-round draft pick. He had measurables, and he was seemingly productive. But, man, to give him the contract that Goody did, it's just a mistake. Goody falls in love way too easily with his early draft picks. Way too easy.
Again, I think I have, unfortunately, right now when I look at some of the social posts I have on Instagram, like 3 of the last 5 are just me saying cut his ass. And if they would have listened to me 5 weeks ago, then we wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah.
Although I think they might. Do they save more money after June 1st?
I don't think he's one of those.
Yes, they would. They would save $8
they
million.
do.
They would save $8 million more dollars, but it would have 8.5 dead next year as well if they designate.
So they kick the can down the road, but they save more for this year. But at the same time,
But can't you
do you want
designate-
more cap space right now from a free agency standpoint?
I think you're right. I think you can still release him, but designate it as like a future June 1st.
future.
And
It's-
do you
it's
get access to?
complicated.
Do you get access to initial chunk and then more money becomes free after June 1st, or how does that
I
work?
think what the June 1st does is it gives you more cap relief this year, but then increases the cap burden in future years. Sort of spreads it out.
Which is why I'm saying June 1st or not, you need the money now.
Oh, we 100% need
Otherwise,
the money
it's you're in the thrift shop again.
Well, and the cap's going to keep on going up. And this team, as we have discussed, has a lot of holes. And starting D-end, if you're not going to sign him, seems like Kingsley Enagbare is going to demand a rather sizable market that the Packers won't play. The Packers aren't just devoid of talent outside of Micah Parsons, the D-line. They're devoid of starters.
They are.
They got guys not showing up to practice 2 years ago and knocking on the door. And now they got a hacked IG post. What's next in 1265?
It's always a wild.
But I can tell you what, leadership's having fun out in Kohler, having a great time. They're all in
Triple
alignment. 30 martinis, porterhouse steaks.
I can only hope and believe
massages,
what they tell me.
pedicures, facials.
Only can hope and believe. what
Eyebrow
they tell me.
waxes.
Yeah,
This weekend.
Listen, we will find out. Now it's Friday. Now the next time we get on air with Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, the rumors and all the tampering, the legal tampering begins or illegal tampering? I don't know what.
Legal.
Legal tampering.
Legal tampering. Illegal tampering.
Because usually,
Yeah, we're going to open up the illegal tampering.
well, you know that stuff be coming out all the time, and so I look forward to hearing all the rumors about the Packers. I'm not going to panic day one, but if I don't hear anything come Tuesday, I'm gonna be real upset.
800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBNESPN. 97% of people believe that this was a leverage play and that Rashan Gary's social media was not hacked. I am one of the 3% standing with journalism. Bill Huber said that Rashan Gary was hacked, so as the journalist that I am in Ben Brust, I will believe in journalism.
Whatever the Packers say, it's concrete. You got to believe it.
I am one of the 3%. Strofe, where are you? You're my journalism guy. Are you part of the 3%?
Absolutely not. I'm part of the 97.
It's fine. It's fine. I can fight this. I can fight the journalism war by myself.
I respect your delusion.
It's what I've been born to. I was brought on this earth at age 34 to defend journalism on sports radio.
At age 34.
Yeah. It's what I'm here for.
It feels
I finally reached my purpose in life.
It feels like, too, when it's probably Goody and Russ Ball that are sort of spearheading this, it sounds like a boomer panic. You'd be like, just say it was hacked. I don't know. Just say it was hacked.
Yeah, I can see that behind closed doors. What do we do? Who's got social media?
That's not really believable.
So this next segment will be very interesting with John Anderson of ESPN SportsCenter Wipeout, now teaching at the University of Missouri, because John Anderson doesn't have social media. So he's gonna be like, I don't know, I don't know. But I also do want to hit on remembering Bob Harlan, especially from a John Anderson perspective, who grew up in Green Bay, a longtime Packer fan, relationships within that building. So John Anderson will be a perfect guest because he doesn't know social media, but he also can give us some insight into the unfortunate passing of Packers President Bob Harlan. Kyle Brust Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust stands with journalism. Rashan Gary was hacked. More next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, the irony of you saying this guy sounds like a tool and thinks he's better than everybody else.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, my co-host, Tory C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Lake Mills junior forward Tyler Wolin. Wolin reached a major milestone, becoming the 8th player in school history to join the 1,000-point club, finishing with a game-high 24 points in a 78-57 win over Waupun. The victory clinched the Capital North Conference title outright for Lake Mills. A 3-year starter, the 6'3" forward has increased his scoring to a team-leading 14.2 points per game this season, while continuing to impact the game as one of the program's top rebounders and playmakers. Lake Mills now sits at 20-2 overall and 9-0 in conference heading into the postseason. Congratulations to Tyler Wolin, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in the ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
Wisconsin, let's keep this simple. If you've been patiently waiting for Yuengling to finally make its way here, thanks for hanging in there. If you believe a beer tastes even better after shoveling the driveway, mowing the lawn, or putting in an honest day's work, well, you're our kind of people. Wisconsin, it's finally here. Yuengling, oldest brewery in America, family owned and operated for 6 generations, and now officially in Wisconsin. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the Earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is John Anderson, Professor Big Daddy J.A. What a pleasure to have John with us on this Friday. Any classes today, John, that you're teaching, or office hours? What's going on?
4 o'clock, the sports media experience class, which is, well, how do you think you would feel about having to go to class at 4 o'clock on a Friday?
I never would have scheduled it.
Yeah, and it was because we needed the proper room size, and it was a late ad. But this is the last Friday they had. They didn't have it last week, and then this is the last Friday they actually have to have until like way after spring break. We're not going to punish people for that. But today, John Wildhack, who is the outgoing athletic director at Syracuse and was one of my bosses for 25 years or 20 years, is coming on. So he's going to tell them how it is that you figure out that you can bid $1.3 billion for the British Open and make money, or how it is that you price what is the college football playoff worth at 4 teams and at 12 teams, or what will it cost at 16. So he'll be great because he did so many rights deals for ESPN. So if you want to come to class, I can be in.
Can you give us a link? We'll just at 4 o'clock just take John Anderson's class from 4 to 5, and then we can take a little hour off on our Friday.
We'll just sublet the job to me from 4 to 4:50, and you'll have it.
Done and done. Strofe, work the back end, all right, as John Anderson joins us here on Kyle, Brust, Nortman. John, a lot to get to with you, especially as a man who is not on social media. I'm kind of thinking of you, and this is, I hate to do this to you, as Mark Chmura right now. When Mark Chmura, before the Packers played, I think it was at the 49ers, and they're like, the best thing to do to set the tone be like knock Purdy down or like knock him out. It went viral on social media. Chewy got a phone call 8 hours later because people were mad about what he said, and he had no idea. Do you have any idea what's going on with the Green Bay Packers right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, I realize that that we've lost Bob Harlan. I realize that Rashan Gary, depending on pressing send, is or isn't a Green Bay Packer.
Herm Edwards style, right? Don't press send.
And I realize that it's good to see special teams coach has landed on his feet in such a really nice way, that he has been, because we didn't let him go.
He
but
retired.
He's found, so that's good for him. So I'm aware of some things that happened. Yeah, we get, just because I'm not on social media doesn't mean we don't get the interwebs out here in Missouri.
Didn't know, if they had to send a pigeon and a mail carrier to your office for you to see what's going on. So, what do you make of? We can get to Rashan, but I think it's important to hear from your perspective. When I woke up, I was like, all right, I need somebody older than 45 for Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Obviously, Jason Wilde, I've heard across our airwaves, Channel 3000, talk about the legacy of Bob Harlan, working day in and day out in the morning, going to the paper mill, going to the diners, being as present as he could every day to help pass the referendum to make what Lambeau is and to keep Green Bay there and the legacy that he has. From your perspective, what can you say about Bob Harlan and the impact that he's had from the Green Bay Packers?
Sales tax, and people were like, it's a penny, and you'd have thought we were asking for, tens. And now, seeing what the stadium is, right? If you ask people now what the vote was, they'd say it was like 92% to 8%. And that thing barely got through. It's revisionist history for all the people that say, oh, yeah, I totally was on board. I voted. I would argue that he is in the top 3 most important people in the history of the organization. If you figure there's Lambeau, because he started the whole dang operation, and then there's Lombardi, who brought it to prominence and at the right time, not just great in terms of coaching, but at the right time in the 60s when television was just grabbing hold and it became such a national game, that after that, I think Bob Harlan, off the field, right? You can never replace the guys who actually make the product, whether it's, Favre or Bart Starr or Willie Davis or Reggie White. But I think he's right there. He's third in line because I think if he doesn't do what he did with the stadium, with making the team relevant again, hiring Ron Wolf, if he doesn't get that done and they don't have that success, I don't think the team's in Green Bay. And people are like, well, we don't have an owner. We don't have they couldn't do that. The league could absorb that and do that in a heartbeat if that's what they want, right? They do that all the time. People sometimes wonder, well, how come the Packers are always raising ticket prices? Well, if they don't, the league can force them into that. And so I think there's no question at some point the league would have absorbed that. I don't know how they would have made it, right financially, but these guys are smart. And when it comes to making money, they would have figured it out. But I do think that the Packers don't go for. I read what Pete Doherty wrote, which I think was great, where he said, we were football Siberia, and now they are a crown jewel of the NFL. And
yeah, John.
That all because of him.
Sorry to cut you off, John. And you are getting to the point that I wanted to ask you about because we're all in our mid to young 30s at the most on this show. So my earliest memories are the Packers, Brett Favre, MVP, Super Bowl, baby. And we talk about Packers getting back to the Super Bowl, but the reality is the foundation of this organization is so strong in the NFL. But you experienced time before that. To really appreciate Bob Harlan, I think we have to have a true sense of what the organization was like in the decades beforehand. What were the Packers like? Please describe the 70s, 80s.
I said he was old. 90s. We didn't have to make him that old.
That's all right. Dude.
Sorry, John. It's wisdom.
I didn't dye my hair for this segment. I'm good. I am as exactly old as I am. So I don't know of the inner workings, right, when you're 8 or 10 years old, or even 15 or 16. But I tell you this, they weren't very good, right? And if you look at teams today that have had sustained stretches of poor play, what do people, and because they've switched coaches and they've had high draft picks and they've had all these things and none of them work, what do they all go back to? Ownership. Right, that's where they all go back. Well, why have the Browns struggled so much? They go back and they look at Haslam and go ownership. That was not meant as a point, as a poke at the Milwaukee Bucks, but eventually that's probably going to come. But you go back to ownership, and so the Packers were ruled by this, by the board and Dominic Olejniczak, or even before that, Judge Parents, and they weren't. He was a judge. He wasn't a football person. And so until they got real football people in there, they were just going to spiral. And even though Bob didn't take over right away, right, he got there in 1971. One of the few good things that people should remember Dan Devine for instead of the Hadel trade, he's the guy that brought Bob Harlan into the organization when he took over as head coach. But they eventually saw what it needed to be and turned that into, okay, this board that we have, and we still have the board, but I don't know that it carries the same weight and power that it had before. And so without being in the walls and saying, oh, it was dysfunctional, it just wasn't run like a professional football organization, football top down. And so it took Bob coming in there and assuming his position, him coming in and getting Ron Wolf, who acted point blank. Like, I'm not operating under this thing that they used to have, right? I need to, if I answer to you and that's where it stops, then I'm good. And that brought him up. And so he just literally modernized what this thing was, because you could have sort of clarified it as sort of mom and popish with the executive council that they have and the board. And so now he's brought them into that. And then we get Mike Holmgren, and then you get Wolf, and Wolf, then you get Holmgren, and you get Favre, and the thing takes off. But none of it happens unless you actually have strong, competent leadership at the very top. And that's what the guy brought. And they've been able to then, as you said, put down this foundation now that seems to be sort of, even though they still have good people, I feel like right now the organization's in a spot where it's kind of idiot proof for a while. All the stuff's in place, and you can survive. You can survive some leaner times if those come about on the field.
John Anderson joining us here on Kyle Brust Nortman on the Yuengling Hotline, the oldest brewery in America, now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
What would you say was the probably biggest move that Bob Harlan made that really changed the Green Bay Packers organization forever?
Ron Wolf.
Did you know who Wolf was before he got here?
Okay, so you told me how old I am, right? Who built the great Oakland Raiders teams of the 70s? Al Davis and Ron Wolf. Yes.
Oh,
We
really?
didn't
I didn't know that.
Ron Wolf drafted
Right, that's
all
why John's
those.
on today.
I didn't know Ron Wolf was with the Raiders.
Yeah, go look at him and the players he helped draft with Al Davis and how he built that team. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he came with bona fides. They didn't just pick him up off of nowhere. He built those great 70s teams, helped build those great 70 teams with the Raiders. So yeah, when he came, and his player evaluation was great. He got the right guy in Holmgren, which is part of it, and stuck with his guy. Right? It wasn't right away a slam dunk. Right? There were things that helped. Right? It was nice that Yancey Thigpen dropped a ball in the end zone, gave him a playoff berth. But I think Ron Wolf was the guy that because. No matter if you have you can have the greatest ownership in the world, but at some point I need somebody that can play quarterback, and I need somebody who can get to and catch the ball. And Ron Wolf then was able to raise that talent level to where they became Super Bowl champions.
You know what's so interesting about it is that in that moment, going back, I mean, yeah, you're getting up there your season now, but you're a lot younger back there when they got Ron Wolf. And it's interesting for you to be able to see the history of the fact that when Bob got Ron Wolf, you probably were like, okay, let's see what he can do. And then 30, 40 years later almost, the Packers are what they are.
Yeah, and John, bringing up like
35. 35.
Offseason. But for the most part, that's 30 some odd years of sustained excellence, which is really hard.
And as you bring up I knew about Ron Wolf because of X, Y, and Z, it just gets me to the place where we've had a lot of conversations since the end of the season about the Green Bay Packers and obviously legal tampering coming up and what their draft picks look like, the position areas of need. But to me, it all stems back to the decision that Ed Policy made to extend all parties as part of the Packers regime in Goody, LaFleur, and Russ Ball. And I know your stance on Matt LaFleur. There's nothing you can see that will change your mind until he wins the big playoff game, which I am of your camp. What do you make of Goody right now in the assets that he has, what he's going to have to do, free agency, how they're going to potentially lose a lot of guys, Rashan Gary, all this stuff? Like, do you feel, where's your confidence level for this regime in comparison to where it was when they were winning Super Bowls?
Well, they only won 2, and they were a long way apart, like 10 or 11, 12 years. I feel like, so I kind of have to recuse myself of Russ Ball because I'm a huge fan of Russ Ball. Also, if I need a new car, I literally can go to his brother's car dealership that's 20 miles from my office.
Sick plug.
Wow. So Russ grew up here in Columbia, Missouri. And I don't know if you guys knew this. When I ran at the University of Missouri, the strength coach that I worked under was a guy named Russ Ball.
It was him?
Yeah, same guy.
Wait. Russ Ball was a strength coach?
Did we lose John? We lost John?
Man, what
a cliffhanger!
Russ Ball. Go from strength
how
coach,
does he bury the lead?
Yeah, to go from strength coach to writing and negotiating contracts for the Green Bay Packers. That's a movie. That's a movie right there.
He wanted some checks.
John's got to prepare. He was great, as he always is. We thank him for joining us on the Yingling Hotline. But I think, we have John back. If you plan to drop off right there, you couldn't have teased it any better in the biz.
I apologize. Yeah, somebody rang my phone. So when
you were hacked, as YouTubers and texters are saying.
Yeah, Russ Ball was the strength and conditioning coach for the University of Missouri. Over all of it, mostly he did football, and then my side of it, he had general assistants. My man was Bernard Lassinger, who famously said if he went for his undergrad, he could be out in 7 years. Who knew now that was prophetic, because that's what it takes anybody to be 7 years. But Russ was strength and conditioning coach here. And then he went over to do it for the Chiefs, and that's where Marty Schottenheimer said, wow, there's more to this guy than just, hey, let's do 50 sets of 50s of wrist curls. And he kind of brought him in there, and from there, that's where he grew and turned into where he switched, and he became an executive. So Russ is here, won a state championship. He played on a team that was unbelievable. He had like 4 pros on his team, which is unheard of. Do you remember the great Packer running back Gary Ellis? Come on, guys.
Don't.
Ellis, I know Gary Ellis.
You said the great.
If you go look up Gary Ellis, he was a terrific Packer running back that they got off waivers from the Rams because the Rams shouldn't have drafted him. Anyway, but he played on that team. Leo Lewis, who played with the NFL with the Vikings, played on that team. Anyway, that's all the way from here. So there's that. I think Goody has given us clearly enough players that they can be in the playoffs every year. And at some point every year, we have looked at them and they've put together a stretch where we've gone, that team is as good as any team in the NFC for sure and should go to the Super Bowl. Had those runs, you go 4 or 5 weeks, you're like, wow, at the high end, that team's really grouped. So it tells me that there are people there and the personnel is there to get it done. And so then if we have that personnel to do it 4 or 5 times a year or for stretches, how come they're not doing it all the time? And that's where I think you get into coaching.
Well, John,
So-
we do appreciate all of your insights and taking time out in your day. And we really look forward to the 4 o'clock takeover of John Anderson on Kyle Brust Nortman, taking a live stream of your 4 o'clock class at the University of Missouri. But always great to talk to you and love what you're able to provide all of us today.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate it. Enjoy.
Will do. That's John Anderson, everybody. He's got a lot of knowledge in there. He's
an encyclopedia.
Dropping the rust ball at Missouri. I mean, like, of course, it always comes back to Missouri somehow, and it does
I can't believe you guys
tie.
didn't know that story.
It does tie always somehow to Green Bay. Like it's crazy. This band
does.
I tell you. I have so much that I want to get to now. Not even just from John, but a couple things that I'm going to say out loud here. Austin chimes in all seriousness, and this is on the Carbless Talk text line, between Gary's situation and bizarre Bisaccia leaving, which is more bizarre? Noodle that one. Yeah. Additionally, I know we don't play the X-Files music anymore.
That's such a shame.
LaFleur lost the locker room. Is that why he's ranked 31st in respect for players? Lot to dive into. But first, why don't you tell us about what you're going to do tonight, Brad?
Oh, it's a Friday, baby. That means the weekend has started. So when I get home, I'm going to kick these shoes off, hang out on the couch, go down to the Nortman Estate fridge, open up the fridge, see all the different carbless that's staring in front of me. There's so many good ones, and I just picked up. These hands have got their hands on the Blood Orange 4-pack and the Grapefruit 4-pack just hitting the shelves, fresh off, listening to your demand, KBN Nation, and my demand too, because I love the Blood Orange, I love the Grapefruit. Grapefruit especially, bold, bright, crisp. On a cloudy, rainy day like today, a grapefruit feels like the sun is shining, and it's a bold flavor that only carbless can bring. And you know me, got to work out in this morning, try to eat a little healthy. I need a guilt-free experience when it comes to my ready-to-drink cocktails, and Carbless nails that. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten, 100 calories, and the perfect, and I mean perfect, level of carbonation. Goldilocks. You taste it, it's unlike anything else on the market. KBN Nation, you know that Carbless defines my weekends. It defines my good times. I'm going to have another good time tonight. Why don't you join me with a nice cold Carbless in your hands?
Lot to get to. Rashan Gary, 91% of people believe he was not hacked on our poll on YouTube. 5% of people on Twitter believed he was not hacked on Twitter on that poll. I stand with Bill Huber, who said Rashan Gary was hacked.
Yeah.
Journalism.
Who do you think his source was on that? Was it Gary?
No.
The Packers.
It was the Packers. The Packers said, hey, Bill, we need a solid.
The Packers said,
please, Bill.
What you think?
Yes, we'll give you a one-on-one with Goody. Please, tweet this.
Packers told Rashan Gary, take it down. You're still a member of the Green Bay Packers organization. And he took it down. They said, we're also going to get something out there. And he contacted Bill Huber, and Bill Huber tweeted that out.
That's our hypothesis as we just played the X-Files. Kyle Brust Nortman continues next on Rashan Gary Gate.
You're listening to Kyle Brust Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible.
Wait, what?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Watch the Bucks for free with select games on broadcast TV all season long. WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. with 8 select games you can watch for free on Broadcast Channel 49.1. Check out the full schedule at WMLW.com. The Utah Jazz roll into Milwaukee for a Western Conference showdown. Saturday night at 6:30 on WMLW-VM.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you can roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16,000 in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Couple of polls out there as Rashan Gary's social media was, quote, hacked, end quote. Do you believe that Rashan Gary's social media was actually hacked? 6% of people say yes. Mackay, Wisconsin family strikes again. I'm going to need to hear from Goody. He's the only one who I know who tells the truth at all times.
100%. 100%.
So good.
He's on it today. And in that moment of reading that, I was like, you know what? Let's take a trip down memory lane here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Was this Combine? Yeah, this was Combine Goody. He talked like never since the Micah Parsons trade, and then he talked twice within like 2 weeks. So 800-990-3776. It's the Carbless Talking text line if you want to get your reaction on Rashan Gary beating hacked. Or get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Let's take a listen to the Truth Tells All, Brian Gutekunst.
Sometimes with pass rushers, there's an ebb and flow to that, as far as production goes with sacks. But he was impactful towards the second half of the season. Maybe not as much as he was in the first, but he was impactful. And Rashan's got all the talent in the world, and he's produced at a high level for us since he's been here. And we would expect that next year as well.
We like to say around here a lot, you a lie.
He a lie.
So, we have to count the lies in that. We're going to have to replay it. Because I started losing count when I wrote down maybe not as... What do you mean maybe not as much? Of course it wasn't as much as production in the second half of the season. So, we'll have to tell you when to stop, Stro, when we spot the lie.
Sometimes with pass rushers, there's an ebb and flow to that, as far as production goes with sacks.
Pause. There is an ebb and flow, but not when you're paying a man to be a top 15, at the time, top 5 edge rusher when you signed him.
Micah was consistently great, making consistently great money, and so was
So are we counting that as a lie?
Time out. Brad, correct me if I'm wrong. You're smart. Ebb and flow means up and down.
Up and down. Highs and lows.
Bro, you don't go up and then stay down for 10 weeks. Ain't no ebb and flow. It was a drop off.
It was ebb and then dead.
Ebbing assumes flowing.
It was a flat line.
No
yeah, it was.
Ebbing assumes flowing, and there was no flowing whatsoever.
No flow.
No flow. So Rashan Gary was not ebbing and flowing. That's one lie.
You should say that every day. That was beautiful.
Let's go to the rest of Goody.
But he was impactful towards the second half of the season.
Pause. He was impactful towards the second half of the season.
Towards. What does towards mean? What does it mean, towards?
You know what? He did fall off about right in the middle of the season. He had a really good game in Pittsburgh, which was at the end of October. So he was impactful towards the second half of the season. That
would be the beginning of the second half of the season.
Really impactful.
As we inched closer to the...
But then as we play the next 5 seconds, he hurts himself with what he started with.
Maybe not as much as he was in the first, but...
What you mean maybe?
Maybe.
What you mean maybe? There's no maybe.
When do you consider the second half of the season? Because the Pittsburgh game was week 7.
Okay.
At week 8 and beyond, he put up... precisely 0 sacks and 0 tackle for losses.
Yeah.
Precisely 0.
But just maybe he wasn't as productive, though.
And he only had 7 quarterback hits the rest of the time. 7. Even just getting his hands on the quarterback.
His production dropped off. Yeah, but I get what Strofe is trying to say. That word towards doesn't make him a fool.
Okay, then we're still at 2 lies.
Yeah, we had 2 lies, but the towards
2.5.
He put that
2.5. 2.5 lies. Let's keep going.
Impactful, and Rashan's got all the talent in the world, and he's produced at a high level for us since he's been here.
Stop. All the talent in the world. Maybe the first 3 seasons you can say that, but that man's going in a year. Would this be year 8 or 9 for him this season? He got drafted in 2019. Year 8. Listen. All the talent in the world, my ass. He almost 30. Like, I ain't got all the
talent in the world. ESPN.com has him ranked next to Kingsley Enikbare as potential starter backup.
Michael Parsons has all the talent in the world. That's what all the talent in the world looks like. Not Rashan. Rashan Gary is a talented football player in the grand scheme of everything.
All the talent in the world.
All the talent in the world. Stop it.
3.5 lies.
Come on, Brian.
We would expect that next year as well.
That's not a lie.
That's the big.
That's not a lie. They would whatever he is explaining in his brain, he would expect the same thing.
So, but he's expecting that on the field.
He said we.
By Rashan
He did
Gary.
say we.
He said we. We as in the Packers.
He's saying that we expect him back on the field.
That's a lie.
Him on the field.
Oh, yeah, actually, Brad might be onto something. He didn't say for the Packers. He just said we expect it next year.
That is interesting. As trade bait, he could say, listen, I'm a big believer in Rashan Gary. Listen to my interview at the Combine when I answered a question about him where I said we expect him to be good.
I sung the high praises.
I did.
I don't want to depart with him, but just maybe.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's going to be productive for somebody, but Not us.
Soren and Heartland, no lies. We already heard too many from Goody. What do you got on the Carbless Talking text line?
There's just no way that he was hacked.
Oh,
but,
come
going
on.
back to what you guys.
Identity theft is real.
It is.
Well, going back to what you said earlier about the Bill Huber, he was the first guy that said that he was hacked. I don't know if it would be from the Packers front office telling him to put that out. I feel like it'd come more from Gary's agent, but maybe I'm wrong. This thing is really weird, this whole thing, and I think maybe Josh DiMaggio might be behind it as well, but I haven't gone fully into that either.
I wouldn't count it out, Soren. I wouldn't count it out. Thank you for your contributions today. A nice little laugh track for you there on the way out on the Carbless Talking text line. No, open for interpretation. Was it the Green Bay Packers saying, Bill, throw us a lifeline. Let's put the fire out. And then it made the fire go kaboom even more. Or was it a play? I don't think Bill Huber's working with the agents. He's a Packer.
Exactly.
He's been around the Packers.
He is.
We know how the Green Bay media is very close to the organization.
You know, it's really shame on us. We heard this a couple weeks ago. This is like somebody coming onto our show and saying, you know what? I really appreciate KBN. I love how much Brad eats sugar. I love how Kyle stands firm on his takes, that Ben keeps the peace, and that Strofe is strong. That's what we're saying. We should recognize the fact that it was lie after lie after lie, and we should have detected it earlier on.
What did he say about you?
Take me out.
I heard the Strofe one. I heard me. What did he say about? What did you say about Kyle?
So he said stands firm on his takes. And I got in my head like, hey, wait a minute.
He goes, yeah. That'd be like someone coming in and saying that.
Ben keeps the peace, and Strofe's strong.
And you are relatable.
And I'm relatable. That's right. Yeah. We should recognize the lie the minute we heard it. Shame on us.
Don't believe nothing that come out that man's mouth.
Shame on us.
He also stated how excited he was to have Rich Bisaccia back. Come on now. Stop it.
That's a great point.
Not Chef Ed, but a different chef wants to hack something else on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. You can check out his comment. But Chris chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. Hello, I'm the hacker. I did it to you guys. I hacked Rashan Gary so he would stop making Strofe feel sad every single day about not being able to bench 95 pounds and skipping workouts twice after he did this on Thursday last week. Can you feel it? It's the thrill of a grand slam that I cannot wait to feel. Game-winning touchdown, you're going to wait a little longer for those. A buzzer-beating 3, you can watch those right now. And you can watch it all over at Potawatomi Casino Hotel's amazing sports book. That feeling of exhilaration when you're on some action or you're watching people on some action and they get excited, somebody's sad, somebody's happy. It is just such an environment that is just, it's exuberant. Catch all of it with the dozens and dozens of betting kiosks, great drink specials, luxury seating, great food, and a monster video wall with everything that's going on that you want to consume. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Check them out. A lot more on the bone here, folks. I want to get to our second portion. Which is more bizarre? This is closer on the poll than I thought. Rich Bisaccia's situation or Rashan Gary getting hacked? Next.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman.
I'm with you on moving on.
Yeah, move on. Like a bad relationship.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall, home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in the ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-581-1414. That's 800-581-1414. 800-581-1414.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Brad Nortman, Alex Stro running the show. We will have some frozen pizza Friday to give away. We will have an opportunity for you to fade my best bet to win a hotel stay at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. And we will continue to talk about the absurd nature of today's news of Rashan Gary posting on Instagram that he is leaving the Green Bay Packers. It was then deleted. Then it was reported hacked.
Crazy. Well, wait. Come on. When you get hacked, especially when you're an athlete, don't sometimes you make a statement, like you put a post out there saying, whoops, that I got hacked, yo.
You know,
people do that sometimes.
I'm glad you just brought that up. If you get hacked, you don't get your account back like that quick.
Whoa, you right. You right.
Isn't that fishy?
True. That's real true. Quick. So now we really now digging a little bit deep, right? Because before we're just
where's Detective Strofe on this? Like, am I wrong? When someone gets hacked, they don't usually get it back as quick as they did.
Ben, the case was closed the minute they said that. Why do you need a detective?
Because I am on the side of trusting that he was hacked.
Yeah, wait, what happened?
Yeah, well, then logic just creeped in my head, and I couldn't stand on my backward stance anymore that I didn't actually believe in.
That's crazy. You made a great point about that is the quickest acquisition of your account back ever. People literally, it takes forever.
Lose them forever. It doesn't matter who you are.
It's 12 minutes.
And then typically, if you get hacked, you put a post out on a story or saying, "Hey,
my bad.
That was not me. No, Bill Huber's the voice. He's the one putting it out there. Stop it."
And if your account's hacked and locked out, I would send a quick video to the Packers social media guy and say, "Hey, you know me, Packer Nation. I'm a Green Bay Packer. Post this. This is crazy. I would never leave this team. We're all on board. I'm looking at 2026."
Was he hacked before when his shirt was on the ground when he was trying to send little signals out there, dropping little breadcrumbs on Wednesday? Was he hacked
I guess we didn't need to come up with another reason why he wasn't hacked because we knew he wasn't. But I haven't seen anybody mention that on social media about how we can confirm with 100% knowledge or 99.9% knowledge that he was not hacked. Because ain't no way that's being posted and it's being deleted if you were hacked. You ain't getting that account back that fast.
I'll pull a homer. I'll give you $1,000 to your 10.
At Ted Zatosa.
This is a joke, man. The Green Bay
It's
Packers.
It's an embarrassing look for both parties, Packers and Rashan Gary.
The Packers should have just cut him for insubordination. No, they should say, you know what?
I think he's going to be back with the Green Bay Packers.
They should bring him back in and say, no, I want to talk to you and your agent. You are cut. Bye.
Because the Packers, if this is all going how we think
you
it's
are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah. The Packers know how this is going to go. No one's going to take that contract. No one's going to want Rashan Gary.
You want? We'll trade you. We'll trade you.
We'll trade you. Hey,
he's a good soldier.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You'll have to trade a pick with him for them to take.
Yes.
You give up a 5th in Rashan to get a 7th back.
Yeah. So the Packers should just stand on business.
No, you have to give up Rashan and a pick, and you get nothing back.
Cash considerations. I don't even know what you give. Player to be named later.
Oh man, you don't get anything.
What a day. What a start to the Goody's most important offseason. It's his most important offseason as a GM. What a way to start it off. Versace is walking out of that's kind of Matt LaFleur's thing, and you got craziness when it comes to Rashan Gary.
Well, they better bring some clarity come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's all I know. It's been weird offseason with all this, trying to figure out are the coaches they're going to be back? Is Russ Ball going to be back? Which you all assume so. Is Goody going to be back? Rich Bisaccia all of a sudden leaving? Like, it's been a lot of weird stuff. So hopefully we get a sense of normalcy come Monday.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stro on the show. A lot to digest here, but I do want to get to what you think has been more bizarre this offseason. Rich Bisaccia's exit or Rashan Gary getting hacked. Hack, yeah, am I right, Strofe? We'll do that later, but you're that guy.
Hacked? No.
No, we want always hack, yeah.
It's hack, yeah, for Robert Hack, but it's hacked, no, for Rashan Gary.
There it is.
Hacked, comma, no?
Hacked, comma, no, period.
There you go. Grammar police, Brad Nortman. Everyone loves a good grammar police. Back in 2 minutes, discuss everything with you. What a weird Friday.
WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on Broadcast Channel 49.1. The Utah Jazz roll into Milwaukee for a Western Conference showdown. Saturday night at 6:30 on WMLW-VM.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
On Twitter and on YouTube, wherever you want to vote, which Packers offseason story is more bizarre? Rich Bisaccia's exit or Rashan Gary's goodbye, where he was hacked on Instagram and then deleted it? Now, for further context of the bizarreness, because I do see a tweet reply saying, what's so weird about Bisaccia, right? For those who are just joining and haven't heard the whole Brad Nortman, Jason Wilde back and forth from yesterday, where Jason was like, yeah, Brad, you're onto something. I don't have answers. Please expound on the Rich Bisaccia situation.
Yeah, it's just all bizarre, guys. My vote is still that is the strangest thing. So you have, Bisaccia and LaFleur being close to one another, right? It was his assistant head coach and, the minister of culture on the team, the vibes grandfather. That is what Bisaccia was. Matt LaFleur going to bat for him. And it takes 5 weeks, a full month from when he would normally step down for him to eventually retire. He told the assistant special teams coach for the Packers, who took the special teams coach at the Browns, saying, hey, tipping him off, I think I'm going to step down. The job's probably yours if you want it. But then Rich Bisaccia comes back to work, works for a month before surprisingly stepping down. Feels like it's more of a retirement, but then he goes and takes the job at Clemson for exactly half the amount of money, claims that he wants to be closer to his family home in Florida, but it's not like Clemson is easy to get to Florida. And not only that, but the rumors around the scouting combine was that Matt LaFleur, Rich Bisaccia, having lots of disagreements behind the scenes. That's one of the reasons why the downfall occurred. It left the Packers scrambling, trying to find a guy, and even Brian Gutekunst saying at the combine that they were blindsided by Rich Bisaccia. So all of this crazy, bizarre timing, giving tips and nods to the special teams coach who eventually took the job at the Browns. It's all very strange. That correlating with the NFLPA grades, that Matt LaFleur falling behind a full letter grade and second last in the NFL as far as feeling the respect from players. It's just all very bizarre to me. It's just... I think that is stranger because it's a longer timeline of events, less able to be explained in this hack job by Rashan Gary.
Ooh, real quick from Don. Gary must have been upset with the pay cut they offered, a.k.a. the restructure.
Oh, boy.
So he put it out there he's going to be cut, so they definitely won't find a trade partner.
That is actually
Send
interesting.
a message.
Because
Don, very good, Don.
We know how disrespectful the Packers can be when it comes to these restructures. It's just
and players getting close to 30.
Yeah, no, they lowball everybody. Lowball Jordy Nelson, lowball Aaron Jones, lowball, I believe, James Jones.
Oh, come on. It would be nice of them, out of the kindness of their hearts, to even offer him $1 for next year.
Right, now you want to stand on business. Wow. When I said cut him, you were open to restructuring still.
I was not. That was Kyle.
That was me.
I said I was over the Rashan Gary experiment in November. I've been over him forever.
You
Before
did say
he
that.
completely faded from existence.
Again, I stand
Don't make
by
me go to the transcripts.
I stand by the fact that if you're only paying Rashan Gary $6 to $8 million a year, I think that's a good deal for what he's going to give you. But you're not. You're paying him significantly more than that. And so with the restructure, the Green Bay Packers, knowing them, they probably say, Rashan, we love you. We felt like, you were, what did he say, towards the end of the year, you went down a little bit, but we're going to offer you something you can't refuse. $4 million next year.
I could make the argument that this is actually, from Don's perspective of, Gary wasn't happy with what they offered. And he doesn't want them to get traded or whatever. Whatever. You probably weren't going to get anything from Gary from his contract and trade. So what this means is he is now letting you know he doesn't want to be a Green Bay Packer. The Packers let him know they don't want to be a Green Bay Packer. And whatever they can save the most money at the right time for the Packers, they're going to end up doing. If they think it's worthwhile to wait for after June 1st to save some more money and put it down the road, they can. If they want to do it earlier, coming up next week, they can do that as well. So in the end, it's probably a win for the Packers regardless. Watching Rashan Gary look like a petty breakup, on social media and then deleting it, and just stand on it, then, buddy.
He's Gen Z, isn't he?
Just stand on it.
Yeah, he's Gen Z. He is Gen Z.
Leader of the pack, right there with Stro of the Gen Zers. But the one thing we have to understand is that with Rashan Gary, the biggest thing why I'm excited about him to move on is simply because you can't have 0 sacks in your last 10 games. It's all about return on investment. And the Green Bay Packers didn't get much return on that investment. 2 years in a row, he wasn't consistent enough to play at a high enough level for what he was being paid. He was paid to be a dominant, disruptive force for the Green Bay Packers off the edge. And he fell very, very short of those expectations. That's why the Green Bay Packers are right to get rid of him. He hasn't lived up to his side of the deal. And when you don't live up to your side of the deal, especially in the NFL, you can get cut. And that's just the reality of the situation. So he can be mad all he wants, but he can only be mad at himself for not performing at the level he needs to.
Couple things from the Carbless Talking text line, of course, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Hunter chimes in. That trademark Green Bay word stability is so hot right now. Vibes are immaculate. Culture has never been better. I think it's a fair statement. Pretty fair statement from Bisaccia to Gary. What we're talking about today isn't necessarily what you want from a championship organization.
Offseason, and it's been
championship organization. And then a complaint about not talking about Xavier McKinney being restructured. Sorry, Xavier McKinney was restructured. He helped get them below the cap, but that doesn't give them freedom to do things.
Also, while we're sitting here
talking, good move.
We're talking about, culture. Fellas, for weeks, damn near months, we talked about getting rid of Rashan Gary and getting rid of Rich Bisaccia. We should be happy right now.
That's what I tried bringing up, but it doesn't need to be in this manner.
No, I don't give a damn what
Contain the fire. Don't start a fire.
They both out of here. The
gone,
fires is out.
But the manner by which they're gone
Who cares?
looks soft. It looks weak.
They'll recover. I'll soft all you want. We'll recover.
This happened to you? Got any examples from the last 5 Super Bowl champs in the offseason?
I don't know. I do know the Philadelphia Eagles were a disaster a couple of years ago, and they found a way to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they also went to the Super Bowl the year before they had a disaster.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, too.
The Seattle Seahawks
the Packers were a 7 seed the last 3 years and missed the playoffs 4 years ago.
We should be happy. We should be rejoicing.
No, it's just about the way things are done.
Strofe looked in that camera like he was going to try to fight Rashan Gary and told him he needs to get up out of here. He sucked. Didn't you, Strofe? Didn't you? Had him nervous for a while.
Well, you actually followed it up when you said, Rashan Gary, get his ass. Tag him.
I sure did.
And guess how many sacks he had after that point, Kyle?
None.
Well,
as many steals as Babe Ruth had.
That's right.
0.
That's right. 0. That's right. Underperformance. So no.
What's sad is too, like hearing John Anderson talk about Bob Harlan and hiring Ron Wolf, how great of a player evaluator he was. This would be so much easier if Goody, looking future, said, "Oh, I need to draft another guy to replace Rashan Gary. I'm going to draft Lucas Van Ness." If Lucas Van Ness was a dude, this would have happened earlier, or it'd be like, "See you later. We're going to release you." The problem is it's compounded. It wasn't a very good first-round draft pick. It wasn't a very good second contract.
The 13th overall picks.
And now the 13th overall pick, Lucas Van Ness, which should be the heir apparent to Rashan Gary, is looking more like a liability. So it's compounded problems when you don't get the players right. And this is just when you don't get the organizational structure right of a clean break with Rich Bisaccia or Rashan Gary.
Talk about changing a narrative here with statistics. JMH or something says, sorry, but Gary's numbers were much better than anyone else's on the roster, not named Micah.
Talking about the 60 pressures? That's what it is.
It's reflective of how bad the D-line is.
Yeah, but I think...
And 0 sacks, 0 tackles for loss. The entire second half of the season.
And I think one thing we have to understand is that, yes, you can get pressures, but pressures means that you simply were able to, pressure somebody to move or throw a football, whatever it is. But the key thing is, how many big-time plays did he make down the stretch? How many pop plays did he make? When did he make that 4th and 1 stop? That is the key thing. When did he chase down a quarterback to make a big play? Because that is what I'm talking about. So you can have all those pressures, but what I need from you, Rashan Gary, and what I needed from Rashan Gary was when he was going to
what
step
I need
up.
from you, what I needed.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
When you saw Caleb Williams rolling out, trying to throwing the football, that should be winning time for Rashan Gary. That should be when they had to throw the football, you should be pinning your ears back and making plays. That's when guys who make that amount of money shine the brightest. And Rashan Gary did not shine the brightest when we all knew the Bears were going to throw the football. We needed somebody to help us put the game away from that defensive line, and the one man that gets paid to do it did not step up. And that is why he should be cut, because he has not shown that he can perform in the biggest moments where you need him.
Are you going to perform in the biggest moment tomorrow? Are you?
I will be Rashan Gary tomorrow. But, let me tell you, you ain't got to be Rashan Gary, and you can be part of the fun tomorrow as we will be bowling with you for Bowling for Babies, which takes place Saturday, March 7th at Village Bowl, Menominee Falls. We are raising funds for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Listen, you still have time to put together a team of 4, and you can hit the lanes with us. It's so easy. Listen, you got a free day? Come on out. Registration is only $170, and all the proceeds benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. If you want to join in on the fun, simply text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line at 855-616-1620. That is BABY to 855-616-1620. Sign up for Bowling for Babies. Let's bowl and help families who need it. What a great cause, as we are going to be helping the Milwaukee Diaper Mission tomorrow. Ben Brust, myself, Kyle Wallace, and Alex Stroh will all be bowling for them babies tomorrow.
So in the light of Rashan Gary putting out the Instagram post that he's no longer with the Packers, then deleting it, then it being claimed hacked, and whatever the situation may be, we are all under the assumption that at some point in this offseason, he will not be a Green Bay Packer. So with that, we're going to pretend like we are going to see something that Goody has never done. We're going to have Brad Nortman name 5 players that would go outside the comfort of Goody to sign this offseason. Maybe they are above 30 years old. Maybe. Maybe. Brad's going to be Goody, but not Goody. But maybe Goody. We're all going to find out together next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Babe Ruth was short, fat. Well, I don't know how short he was. He looked short in the video. He was fat. He was stubby. He looked fat. He tried it. He didn't have a sprint. Have you ever seen Babe Ruth sprint? I wonder how many steals he had. 0.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, it looks like we've got a crash on 94 eastbound. Technically, the ramp from 175 northbound to eastbound, that has that ramp closed. So be careful with that. Westbound 94 is going to be backed up from just past 27th Street through to Mitchell Boulevard. And southbound 43, a heavy ride from Capitol Drive down through the Marquette. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Some may be severe with a low of 58. Tomorrow, a stray shower early, windy with some falling temperatures throughout the day. It starts at 63, then it falls into the 40s. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another 2-man scramble tournament is underway. Play Georgia Golf Club for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by March 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick. Your email said you had a big surprise. Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring. They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that? Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for. Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold,
ever more. Just $998.
Or $1,498 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
You asked and Carbless delivered. The fan favorite grapefruit flavor now has its own 4-pack all to itself. That bold, bright, perfectly balanced citrus taste that you've been pulling from the variety pack, it's now front and center in 4 cans, 1 box. Crisp, refreshing, not too sweet, and nothing else has changed. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, just 100 calories and gluten-free. Clean ingredients and big flavor. Always no compromises. Grab the new Carbless grapefruit 4-pack wherever you get your Carbless and find a location near you at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. This is Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle Brust Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Happy Friday to all. You missed it. Rashan Gary was hacked, allegedly, after he posted he was no longer with the Green Bay Packers. Deleted that post. Make of it what you want, honestly, at this point.
Well, no dang hacked.
And I know. No one gets their account hacked and then is able to get it back that quick to delete the post.
I'm actually not engaged. I was hacked.
Hacked, yeah.
Hack, yeah.
Brad Nortman, you have been on the Carolina Panthers where you went to a Super Bowl, and you saw veterans come onto your team and make an immediate impact for the culture, for the team, for the performance, for all things. In Green Bay, Goody likes him young. The Leo of our time. The Leo of football is Brian Gutekunst when it comes to players' ages.
You've been good this week. You've been really good with the analogies.
I don't know what's happening.
It's really starting to concern me. That was good.
It's not the first time he's been called Leo.
That's the first time I've heard it.
Really? Yeah. I think people have just been scared to go there. And I just like, whatever. It's kind of Leo-ish if we're being honest. So, going outside of his comfort zone, who could he potentially sign? Brad Nortman.
That's right. We do know that Goody, he needs to date some people his own age for a minute. But you know what? I got 5 guys that I am targeting that would also be 5 important pieces to this Green Bay Packer team all over the age of 30. Let's start with the backup quarterback. Malik Willis will be gone, so that means there's a void at the quarterback position. I'm looking at Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo's played in the Shanahan system. He's played in the McVay system. He has gone further than Jordan Love ever has, all the way to the Super Bowl. He knows exactly what to do. A capable quarterback and
I don't
a
know if
capable
adding Jordan in
backup.
there was necessary.
I'm just saying he did. So if Jordan Love gets hurt in the playoff game, you know that Jimmy G, it won't be too big for his moment, and he will know the offense. Jimmy Garoppolo, he should be the backup quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. Let's stay on offense. News today. Taylor Decker for the released by the Detroit Lions, just 32 years old, and he was a great player.
Hey, just 32,
just
man.
32 years old.
He's in Goody's mind. He's not just
32. That's old for Goody, but doing a little bit of research, he performed better than Rasheed Walker in every category when it comes to offensive line tackle play. And honestly, when I look at this, we all agree we don't trust Jordan Morgan, right? Jordan Morgan is going to be thrown out there, basically unproven and unknown. I would rather have Taylor Decker
next to a very solid Aaron Banks.
Exactly, a Taylor Decker providing backup for Jordan Love's blind side. So Jimmy G quarterback, Taylor Decker at left tackle. Let's look at the D-line now. How about my old friend Calais Campbell? Now, he's not just 30. He's going to be 40 this year.
Bro, now you outside your damn mind.
Now, hold on.
He's in menopause.
He was with Gannon
for football.
last several years. He was with Gannon last several years in Arizona. So he knows this defense really well. He can be a reps guy because the D-line, they need bodies. Quite honestly, they need bodies. So he can be a guy that can play half the snaps. He still performs above average in all facets of either run stopping or pass rush. And he can help teach this to the young guys that they have. The Baron Sorrells of the world, the Colin Olivers.
This is starting to feel like Hear Brad Out on the Carbless Talking text line. And Ryan from McGuanago says this is just a Packers version of Hear Brad Out. Jimmy G is a sneaky good idea, and Zach just says gross.
Okay, well, let's continue on because we got 2 more spots to fill. Jimmy G, Taylor Decker, Calais Campbell, my old teammate. He was old when I played with him for the Jags. Now he's super old, but he's still super productive, and he knows the Gannon defense. Let's look at an old foe when he used to play for the Chicago Bears, Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack's only going to be 35, now only 35, but he missed a little bit of time because of an injury. But if he would have paced out, he would have had over 8 sacks and 40 pressures. He is still, again, above average in all the things that he does. He struggles in first and second down, but he is still elite pass rusher. He still grades out as an elite pass rusher. So my suggestion is put LVN on first and second down because he's more of a big body run stopper anyway. Khalil Mack is your third down pass specialist. LVN can't really put a move to memory, can't really get around guys. That's Khalil Mack's best part, and LVN can be your run stopper. Now my final one. This is the one I feel strongest about. Kyle, you and I were on this 2 years ago. 2 years ago when we were sitting on this and we saw him sign for the Washington Commanders as Bobby Wagner. You need an inside linebacker, and Bobby Wagner is your guy. He is still a beast in coverage. I compared him in every category to Quay Walker.
Oh, wow.
And he beat him out in every category. He's still a top 5 run stopper, and he's above average when it comes to coverage is concerned. He's an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-time All-Pro.
Damn!
2 seasons ago, he was All-Pro. Last year, took a little bit of a step back, but he was only 1 year, $9 million. That's what he cost last year. This year, you get him for $6 million. You plug him in next to a fast, playmaking Edgerrin Cooper, and you've got the thumper in Bobby Wagner playing right next to him. You've got experience, you got maturity, you got veterans. You got a Super Bowl, baby.
Quite the list from Brad Nortman. What do you make of it? 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. I think he's got some honorable mentions as Kyle scoffs at the list.
Just to summarize. Backup quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. Left tackle Taylor Decker. Calais Campbell. Inside D-line. Khalil Mack. D-end. Bobby Wagner. Gonna be inside linebacker. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Green Bay Packers.
I didn't know you did parodies.
Oh, wow, Kyle.
What are you talking about? Here, Brad was a parody.
Backer. You'd be looking at these guys at a discount. They're still playing high-level football.
I don't get the Taylor Decker
left
one.
tackle.
Your favorite guy.
I don't trust him.
Well, the
Jordan
Packers
Morgan?
do.
Okay.
Do
Well,
they, or do they have to?
I do.
If you
I don't
want,
care about you.
He watched
Wait, if you
watch
want
the
a
preseason
Super
film.
Bowl caliber Green Bay Packers, that ingredients is not Jordan Morgan at left tackle,
I need
but
a
Taylor
center.
Decker.
I need a center.
You need that too.
Give me Tyler Linderbaum.
He's being rumored to the Bears.
What money? What money?
$12 million?
Everybody else can spend
Elton
12.
Elton Jenkins will be gone.
Who? No, everybody else can outspend you, Stro. We're poor.
Yeah, the Bears have
I
about
keep telling
triple
you.
the cap space right now.
We're
poor relative to the
everybody
salary
else,
cap.
we're in the
I'm
bottom
sick
10.
of being poor.
Well, me too.
Well, in life and in free agency.
Let me tell you something, Stro. If you didn't choose a career field where you're going to be rich, you're going to have to start,
Wow. You don't know that.
No, he's going to have to start embracing being the guy on the internet. Once he does that, then maybe he could be rich.
I'll be bigger than you ever dreamed of, Kyle.
Yeah, but you're holding yourself back, buddy.
I'm not holding myself back.
Oh, yes, you are.
What am I supposed to do here, Strofe? You know exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh, what do you mean? I don't. Whatever.
We may or may not have a special in-studio guest coming up next.
My prediction is probably not next, right?
Right. Like I was told.
And if it's not next, then we will do Guess Who or whatever we're calling the game where I have a bunch of clips of Kyle saying things.
I was expecting just around 4 o'clock, 4:15.
It's like the barbecue conversation.
It's the barbecue conversation.
When you say it starts at 3:30, it really means not 3:30.
I was just thinking, okay, we might need to bump towards.
I was informed. Said in-studio guest has arrived.
You a lie.
But he isn't here yet.
Okay.
He or she isn't here yet.
They
are not here.
He. It's a
He or
he.
she.
You can say it's a he.
Well, okay,
it's a special. It's a surprise. It's a surprise
Don't
guest.
make it a surprise.
It's a surprise guest. He or she.
Surprise.
Okay.
Surprise. This is a surprise.
Excuse me. What was the word you just put?
I'm sorry. I'm Lou Holtz. Popping out the cake.
Out.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN.
And that Alex Stro, you look like you had something to say.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We still have backups on southbound 43 stretching from before Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. And then we've got the ramp from 94 eastbound to northbound 175 in the stadium interchange closed because of a crash. And we have delays from Beloit Road down southbound on 894 all the way through the Hale interchange to about 51st. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, thunderstorms likely, maybe some severe, a low of 58. Tomorrow, stray showers early, then windy with falling temperatures throughout the day. We start at 63, and then it falls into the 40s. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on broadcast channel 49.1. The Utah Jazz roll into Milwaukee for a Western Conference showdown Saturday night at 6:30 on WMLW-VM.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Heck yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stro for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. Listen, when it came to buying an engagement ring for my now fiance, I had no idea what I was doing, which is why I went to the team at Robert Hack. I heard her say words like radiant cut and solitaire, but to be real honest, I didn't really know what that meant. So I wrote it down, I brought it to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield, and they knocked it out of the park. It's true, if you've never been through this process before, the team at Robert Hack are absolute experts. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, Brookfield South, and Brookfield North. If you're looking to take the next step like I did, and your girlfriend maybe is posting things on her Pinterest page or is showing you pictures, bring it into Robert Hack. They'll do their best to duplicate a dream ring for her, just like they did for my fiance. Moral of the story, if you were like me and you want to start, you just don't really know where, the answer's clear. Visit one of the 3 Robert Hack locations in the Milwaukee area. Just like me, at the end, you'll say, heck yeah, with Robert Hack Diamonds. And RobertHackDiamonds.com, that's RobertHackDiamonds.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation, 262-235-3980, 262-235-3980, or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Joining Kyle Brust Nortman Across ESPN Wisconsin, you got Ben Brust, you got Kyle Wallace, you got Brad Nortman and Alex Stro running the show. Is Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Well, fellas, how's everybody?
We're doing fantastic. And if you haven't heard, it's TALiveshow.com. Got a big event coming on March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Gruber Law Offices, Potawatomi Casino Hotel, McDonald's, and Brewtown Trading Company, featuring Kyle's guy.
Woo! The nature boy, Ric Flair, baby. He's going to be styling and profiling with TA, baby. Did you know who Ric Flair was, like, growing up?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Legend.
So my head of watching wrestling was the 2001 era, like the Stone Cold, The Rock.
Those are good years.
Like
I don't know wrestling, but he says that, and I can think about it.
You know? That was my era, and that's like, you could not tell me that somebody was bigger than Andy Guerrero at the time. Like, and Kurt Angle, this whole, like, the story, that was the storylines that I followed. But, like, you don't have it, like, on TV, but you had to have, like, a cable. And what would happen is, I think for some reason WWE would give like a foreign country some events. So we would get like the SmackDown, maybe not Raw, but we'll get the SmackDown, or we'll get like certain, but weekly, every week though, every week. So, but
that's when appointment television, like, you knew you'd have to be at the TV because you couldn't miss it.
Yes, yes, and you had to do it at 3 a.m. though too, because of the time difference. But like, man. And I remember, but the good part, it was always Friday, right? Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, because I think for us it might have been like Thursday and then Friday for y'all.
Friday for us.
Yeah.
So it would always be Friday, so I'd stay up late and watch.
I remember being overseas in Lithuania, staying up till 5 a.m. to watch any, like, Sunday Night Football till 6 a.m. You had to. Like, if you wanted to watch anything that was coming from the USA.
You would stay up throughout the night?
Bro,
you would go to bed early and set your alarm clock early?
No, I wouldn't go to bed. Like, I would sleep from 5 a.m. till 10 a.m., go to 11 a.m. practice, nap after lunch practice, go to second practice, and then stay up because I could talk to people in America and watch, like, football or basketball and college basketball. It's a different world.
Yeah, that's the overseas life. A lot of players who play overseas, you know that, right? They want like the basketball practice to be in the morning, so then they can keep up with the state. Like, after that, it's 2-3 p.m., so they can talk with the whole family and play the game with the family.
I would FaceTime teammates playing in other countries because they were on my same time zone, and they would set up an iPad, and they would put on a movie, and the iPad would be in their apartment in Belgium, and I'd be in Lithuania, and we would be watching a movie together. That's what it was like. Mr. Punter in the NFL.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad here in the US of A, we can enjoy all the European stuff. I mean, you get like an afternoon game. That's a morning right there. That's why some of this NFL football is great Sunday morning.
So TA, I had the opportunity to go to the Bucks Celtics game, Giannis's first game back.
Yeah.
No Jaylen Brown, he didn't play, and obviously it didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
I just felt sad watching it. Like, what sort of emotions are you feeling right now in this season? Because it was coming off of an 8 out of 10, then the run that the Bulls put on 27-0, which seems nearly impossible to not get fouled and get to the free throw line. Like, this has been an emotional swing in 2025, 2026 season.
Yeah, 1,000%. Because I didn't play the first game because I had a stomach bug, and I was like, okay, we go to Chicago, and things didn't work out, and it happens. It's basketball. They make a run, you make a run. It was just like a big swing, and then having Giannis back his first game, but Kuzma didn't play, so that was kind of threw like some guys off a little bit. Just the rotation, how rotation be sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
I saw some different faces.
Yeah, but you just got to be ready to play. Then now in terms of feeling, of course, man, I didn't have that feeling against the Celtics. I just been, like when you've
you're my favorite part.
You be trying to win. I always, try to be the most positive I can, but at the same time, I do understand like it is frustrating. Like you wanna keep that good sentiment rolling, and 3-4 is back, Yanni is back, and you wanted to kind of either have a big win at home or kind of like roll the roller coaster of like, hey, we've been on a roll. But at the same time, like, Giannis is out. Now KP was gone next game. It was just, he's just like in and out. things. But that shouldn't matter though, right? Let's not be like in the excuses or like what's happening. That shouldn't matter. Like there's a lot of teams who have missing a lot of players, right? And they win, and the system wins. The system tells you all the time they win. They come in the building or they play good, and you got to win games.
Thanasis Antetokounmpo joining us in studio here on Kyle Brust Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
TA, for most of your NBA career, between you and Giannis and Bobby, some of the guys that were on that championship team, I mean, you guys were favorites and top of the NBA heap. This is just a rare time where, just based on how the cards have been dealt, you guys are right now, as you finish the season, more of like in an underdog role. What's it like?
Every game.
What's it like having this underdog mentality where you have to kind of claw your way back? Versus most of your NBA career, where y'all were favorites, and it's just a different mindset, is it not?
1,000% different mindset, but like the thing that is frustrating at times is that like the synergy. Like you wanna go out there and perform, and you wanna go out there and give everything you have, but at the same time you cannot be over emotional. You cannot be Like you has to be emotional to a certain degree, and then be able to execute our plan and to win the games. But it's a different feeling for sure. But we've always felt like that just because we're in Milwaukee, and for us to get love, we really got to go on a run. We really got to be the 60-1 team, like 65 and 15 team to get some love and say, hey, Milwaukee's here. It's always been like that. But we're just having a tough time, and tough time passes. They pass. So.
TA, one thing that I noticed is that Doc Rivers was just talking about how you guys were playing great, but you lost your way. How does a team right now with 21 games left, how do y'all finally find your way? Because as Brad was just alluding to, right now we're on pace to have the worst season since Giannis' third year in the 2015-2016 season in the NBA. Like, how does this team? You said make sense?
It makes sense. It only makes sense based off of what we've done in the past.
Yeah, and so my thing is, how does this team finally find a way? You got 21 games left. How can you make a run?
I only see one way. Just get lost in the game, get lost in giving everything you have, and you see in the end where the cards lay. You leave you finish the season with no regrets. Give everything you have, every game, every possession. And then, you don't have, when you finish the season, it's like, hey, you don't have those games that like, oh man, I could have went harder. I just didn't go harder because, I was pissed or something, or it wasn't going my way. All these other things. Like, you really just give everything you have, man. Just go on the court. You're a great basketball player. You're here for a reason, and just compete.
What a treat to have Thanasis Antetokounmpo here, and you're going to be looking at something on the screen there, and while Alex Strofe sets something up. Okay. TALiveshow.com is where you get tickets for Thanasis Live. You don't know what's going on, but you will. Okay. Apparently, he was not one of 10 million plus people to see our guy Alex Strofe behind the glass do his second annual NFL Combine, where instead of 225, which is what they rep at the Combine, we said, hey, can you do 135? He couldn't do 135, so we wanted to be like, hey, can you do 95 pounds of bench?
95.
That's pretty easy, right?
How many reps do you think he got at 95?
95?
95. That's the bar in a 25.
So, I'll go with, so I'm Greek, so I'll go with kilos. So I'm assuming that's like 45 kilos, right?
Yeah, I think it's,
right around there.
Yeah. 45 kilos. That's including the bar, 45 kilos, right?
Yeah.
95.
Yeah.
Gotta give me at least 25.
25? No. All right. For your viewing pleasure on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, Alex Strofe, 45 kilos, around 95 pounds. Rep out the 25 right now, Strofe.
One. I know you're lying. I know you're lying, Strofe. I know you're lying.
No, he didn't lie.
Bro, he couldn't get the one.
He couldn't get one.
No, you know what, Strofe? You come in training camp with the brothers. No, training camp in Greece with the brothers and.
Yeah, no, he don't listen to anybody, TA.
You're going to kick him out within a week because he's going to say, I'm too sorry. No, he got destroyed on the internet. It's like Ben said,
10 million
10
people.
10 million views and thousands of comments. And he said, this is my absolute low. I hit rock bottom. This happened on a Thursday. So he said he was going to work out. So what did he do Friday? He attempted to work out. And he said, you know what? I'm going to work out again on Saturday. What happened? I'm too sore. I can't work out. And he skipped already
Day two. After that.
Day two.
You want to bring that to Greece?
I'll tell you. Okay, so you wanted to say something. What was you about to say?
Well, I was just going to say my plan to get a trip to Greece is paid off.
It is. So I'll tell you what do we do. Monday, Thursday, we work out.
Okay.
And we, running, lifting. The first week, just
running.
Yeah,
oh my
god! No, bring up the running video now.
Yeah, wait.
Bring up the running video.
And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're in the islands, just resting. The next week,
I like this.
He likes it. He only chimed in at resting. We heard resting in Greece and Ireland. He got excited. He didn't say, "Oh, I can't wait to run and lift," as he's going to pull up 2025 and 2026. I want you to keep your eyes on the right side as he runs a 3-cone drill. Have you ever seen a human being move like this?
I have a feeling you have to be doing it on purpose. You gotta be. Like, there's no way.
This is real. Brad tried coaching him. Brad went to the NFL Combine. He's wearing Brad's Combine. Look at the cone turn.
2026 is better, though.
Yeah, he improved a little bit. I'm trying to coach him up, even before in 2025. In the bench, I'm giving him all I'm like, arch your back, tighten your glutes, all the things. Yeah, he's not helping. I'm trying to coach him up, and this is what we get. I mean, the rounding of the cone.
You can turn me into a new man, right?
No.
I think I can. I want to say I can make you believe.
That's all I need.
I can make you believe for sure. You know?
Yeah, he need more than believe. I'm gonna tell you that you're gonna get so frustrated. He don't listen.
It's tough.
He does not listen.
It's tough on the listening front. You want to use him as we should toss him in the ring with Ric Flair. What do you think?
Yeah.
He could be a prop. You could basically be a chair. You're a chair.
Yeah, I know you're gonna be on the live show, right?
Of course.
Yes. Okay. So
we're all going to be at the live show, TALiveshow.com to get your tickets. And, hey, with TA in person, something just came across my desk. Let's give away 2 tickets right now.
Yeah.
2 Thanasis Live. Presented by Gruber Law Offices, Potawatomi Casino Hotel, McDonald's, and Brewtown Trading Company. You're going to hang out with all of us around the Riverside Theater.
Don't miss it. Everybody's going to be, all city's going to be out. Everybody does.
Caller 5 right now, 800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN. Caller 5 is going to win 2 tickets to Thanasis Live at the Riverside Theater. That's March 27th at 7 p.m. 800-990-3776. Caller 5 is going to win 2 tickets to TA's show, Thanasis Live. TALiveshow.com if you're not caller 5. And Stro, who is going to have the opportunity to talk to Thanasis Antetokounmpo right now on this Friday. I love giveaway Fridays. We got pizza, we got Iron Jock, we got a potential Potawatomi hotel stay, and 2 TA Live. Oh, everyone's waving.
Crowd is starting to gather.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
They all want to go to TA Live.
Yeah, toss them on, Strophy. Ben in Milwaukee? 2 Bens in this show. It's hard to hard to do. Ben, congratulations. You're on with KBN and Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
You excited? What do you? Hey, you get 1 question for TA right now. Give it a shot.
I don't know.
Oh, we might have to give these tickets away if you don't think of something now.
He just said, "What's up? I can't."
What's up? How you doing?
What? Are we gonna? We're gonna make the play in this year, no?
Yeah, we're gonna try our best, brother. We're gonna try our best. You know, hopefully we're gonna try to make people happy. Come watch us play and make it. You know, and you know what it is. They say, right? The postseason is a new season.
Yeah.
So we got to get there.
It is. It always is a new season. And look, we appreciate the time. We know you're a busy man. And although Ruff is on your shirt right now, you guys can turn it around for everybody that is rooting for the Milwaukee Bucks and everything you guys have done since you've come to this city, man.
Thank you.
Well, give me a woo! Woo! Oh, no. You have Ric Flair coming. It's woo!
I'm going to show you some impressions of that. I'm going to come in another show and give you guys some impressions that I do.
Fair enough.
Let it hear it.
Thanasis Antetokounmpo, everybody. TALiveshow.com. If you didn't win the tickets on the phone, TALiveshow.com. We wrap up the ESPN Wisconsin portion next.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman.
I text Greg Scalzo, and I say, Greg, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late to work. I'm caught in an international conspiracy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts. Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Rich Eisen.
I don't know what this means for the Chiefs. They can go back and Brett Veach can turn some magic in the draft again, which he's want to do. He's done before. But the Chiefs might be in that area of flux with their quarterback, world quarterback coming back from a knee injury. Travis Kelce, we're still waiting on a decision from him. The other longer in the tooth guys on defense, how much do they have left? What are they going to do on offense to get maybe more firepower? But losing Trent McDuffie, they also they're going to release Jawan Taylor. They made that news the other day. Interestingly enough, they released him one step early, which is on brand. Mahomes he's posted, damn. This gives voice to what's up. But in Brett, you got to trust. In Andy Reid, you got to trust. In Mahomes' rehab, you got to trust. And I think the Chiefs will be back at it sooner rather than later because I always believe in them.
Want consistent color for every job? Milo's Pro Rewards members get a 20% paint discount on future purchases after paint annual qualifying spend reaches $3,000. Plus, order eligible in-stock paint and paint supplies by 2 p.m. for free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Improving is easy at Lowe's. Excludes spray paint and mist tints. More exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Subject to change. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Same-day delivery valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at Lowe's.com/same-day delivery.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love. Sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Lake Mills junior forward Tyler Wolin. Wolin reached a major milestone, becoming the 8th player in school history to join the 1,000-point club, finishing with a game-high 24 points in a 78-57 win over Waupun. The victory clinched the Capital North Conference title outright for Lake Mills. A 3-year starter, the 6'3" forward has increased his scoring to a team-leading 14.2 points per game this season, while continuing to impact the game as one of the program's top rebounders and playmakers. Lake Mills now sits at 20-2 overall and 9-0 in conference heading into the postseason. Congratulations to Tyler Wolin, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Congrats to Ben in Milwaukee as he is going to TA Live's Thanasis Live, who's just walking out with us. If you missed Thanasis Antetokounmpo, John Anderson, or any of our show, there's a big crowd at the Third Street Market all to see Thanasis Antetokounmpo on with Kyle Brust Nortman. Again, TALiveshow.com. And I said Fridays are a day of giving. Gave away 2 tickets to Thanasis Live, and it's time for Iron Jack. Iron Jack. Who's Jack? It's Jock. Iron Jock. IronJOC.com, baby. Playing some basketball tomorrow, which means I already laid all my stuff out. Because in the morning, I'm putting my Iron Jock stuff on, and I'm going to be comfortable, and I don't care about what the brand name. I'm in my sick Iron Jock lightweight hoodie, by the way. And Brad, this is the one where you can do no shirt underneath, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a no shirt under both. I like that feel on my skin, but it's just
99.9% of odor-causing bacteria wiped away with the Silver and Ion technology. 40% off right now if you go to ironjock.com. All Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. That's SPRING40 at ironjock.com for t-shirts and polos. Let's go with caller number 20 to win the Iron Jock socks and hat at 800-990-3776. That's caller 20. 800-990-3776, and you will win the Iron Jock gear giveaway on this Friday. One more time. A little slower, Ben. I'm excited. 800-990-3776. Caller 20. An eventful show, nonetheless. Obviously, some sad news yesterday with the passing of Bob Harlan. John Anderson of ESPN joined us at 2:15 to talk through his memories of Bob Harlan. Jason Wilde's had a lot of coverage on ESPN Wisconsin as well as Channel 3000 on Bob Harlan. Rashan Gary started this show as we were getting ready. He had an Instagram post that was saying goodbye to Green Bay. It was then deleted 12 minutes after that. Bill Huber had said it was a hacked account.
They done got him.
They done got him, except we don't believe it, and KBN Nation does not either. On the YouTube poll, it's a higher percentage. 17% of people believe he was hacked. It is 7% on Twitter in terms of believing Rashan Gary was hacked. So the majority of people do, like us, believe that this is a pretty easy mystery.
Yeah, open and shut.
I'm not good at murder mystery board games. I feel like I can solve this one.
Yeah, pretty simple. Pretty simple. They're looking to get rid of him. He's jumped the gun a little bit. It happens. Just go ahead. Man up, Green Bay Packers. Just release him. Just do it.
I don't know. Nobody's going to give you anything for him. Maybe a 7th round pick.
No.
Take on that contract?
No.
Take on that contract.
I don't know what the Green Bay Packers are waiting for.
6'5", 275-pound frame that he's going to be moving bodies.
It's a big fella. It sound good. It sound good. I seen the results, though. Inconsistent.
No tackle for losses.
Good from far from good is what we call those.
Great dude, though. Positive dude. He tried to be a leader in the locker room. I mean, he didn't lead us too far, but he tried, so I give him credit for that. For trying to be the vocal leader of the locker room.
Who's the lucky winner, Stro?
Credit for that. You have to have awareness.
I don't know how he does it. Mike and Franklin.
Are you kidding me? I saw a wireless caller, and they're still calling.
They hacked this. It's hacked.
No, don't say that. ESPNWisconsinContest.com is real. We have rules, and we abide by them, FCC. The giveaways don't stop here. Frozen Pizza Friday, a chance to fade me in my best bet to win a hotel stay at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. A whole lot more to get to on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. So don't go anywhere because you have Jim, Matt, and Molly coming up next on 100.5 ESPN Madison. The Damn Sports Show's on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. Big, strong Alex Stro running the show, who apparently is going to Greece with Thanasis and Giannis.
Training with the brothers.
Training in Greece to get strong. And he only got excited when they said it was rest day at the island on Friday.
What should I do? There's already an Alex Antetokounmpo, so how should I change my name?
Don't
be one
just
of the brothers.
Strofe.
Yeah. Strofe Antetokounmpo?
No, just nothing.
Well,
you're just a guy.
now.
You're just, if you're there, and you're not going to end up
I'm
being
family.
there. No, you're not. We're back in 2 minutes.
We still have backups on southbound 43 stretching from before Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. And then we've got the ramp from 94 eastbound to northbound 175 in the stadium interchange closed because of a crash. And we have delays from Beloit Road down southbound on 894 all the way through the Hale interchange to about 51st. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, thunderstorms likely, maybe some severe, a low of 58. Tomorrow, stray showers early, then windy with falling temperatures throughout the day. We start at 63, and then it falls into the 40s. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Coach Greg Gard. I've lived my whole life in Wisconsin, and I know what people here value: hard work, honesty, and looking out for one another. That's exactly how Bank CMG approaches banking. They combine hometown values with modern tools to help people make confident financial decisions. When you want a bank that understands where you're coming from, Bank CMG makes sense. Visit bankcmg.com or stop by your local branch. Let's get to work.
Watch the Bucks for free with select games on broadcast TV all season long. WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on broadcast channel 49.1. Check out the full schedule at WMLW.com. The Utah Jazz roll into Milwaukee for a Western Conference showdown. Saturday night at 6:30 on WMLW-The-M.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 Hour on KBN is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. Looking for new windows, siding, roof, and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
It's the 414 Hour at 4 on KBN. They all mad because I got the Tory Lowe. Hey, you know what it's time is. It's time for Tory Lowe. Yeah, on KBN, baby.
The best intro there could ever be. And then when we all sing together here, it just makes my heart happy.
Uno. If you ain't know,
She got a bankroll.
It's not a secret. She can take you. I got a lot of problems. And I can't go.
Why can't we go?
But it's okay, cause I got the what?
Tory Lowe. On a Friday here on Kyle Brust Nortman.
Tory Lowe.
If you don't smile when that happens, you're just not alive.
One of the best parts of the week. Literally.
My brother sent me the video you put on social media. He said, this is hilarious.
It smacks.
It does.
Hey, you know, we got to bring joy.
Yeah.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stro on the show here till 5 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN. YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison, and, of course, the ESPN Wisconsin app. Now, Tory, you came in here happy and sad all in one.
Well, I got mixed feelings today.
Why?
Because, okay, when I came in at 1, you know, it was a tweet that was out there from Rashan Gary, and then it was deleted. Now I get here on KBN and I'm hearing an update that he's not released.
He got hacked, Tory.
He got hacked.
Allegedly. He got hacked. And he got hacked.
Great PR.
Yeah, he was able to get his account back in 12 minutes. You've been hacked before, haven't you? Or no, you've been shut down by the government.
I've been shut down.
Really different.
I've been restricted.
Censored.
Right.
Legitimately been censored.
But, do you have phones with cameras with the tape over them because they're watching your every move?
Yeah, well, I did on the last phone, but then you know what? I figured,
they'll figure out another way to find you.
They got so many Ring doorbell options. They got so many flock cameras out here. You can't escape it. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them.
You're all about the game wreckers, and that is exactly what Rashan Gary was not.
He did not produce. And I'll say this, you know, I was big on Rashan Gary, but then I thought the Micah Parsons edition would give him the ability to show us what we truly thought he could possibly do.
He did the first 8 weeks.
And I think that the first couple weeks he was kind of, you know, showing that potential, but then once Micah went down, then he kind of just disappeared. And we needed somebody to step up And that didn't happen, so I don't know what the discussions are. But there is trouble in the water.
What I think was so unbelievable, you were talking about Micah Parsons being the person that can help Rashan Gary flourish.
I really thought that this was going to be a dynamic duel.
One-on-one type guy.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, and he popped early. He had 7.5 sacks early on this season, and then he absolutely disappeared even when Michael Parsons was there. It has to be so hard.
That's terrible.
Not just terrible to play 10
Not powerful,
games,
terrible.
to play 10 games and not make a single play in the backfield.
Wow.
No tackle for losses, no sacks from week 8 on.
And that's what I'm saying. Now he's being exposed, and I think that's where a lot of the conversation. He probably may not want to hear it, but he's not performing up to what a $96 million contract.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what you get out of a $96 million investment. Those stats don't show that it's a good investment. So maybe they may be challenging on taking a pay cut or something because I mean, maybe
the Packers they lowball you.
Yeah,
How low can you go?
And I think that right now we got to reevaluate, and I think it's time for a gut check. Rashan has not been performing, and I'm for him. I'm definitely a backer of him and what he was potentially capable of. But down that last stretch, I think everybody's saying, okay, well, what's going on here? And maybe the Packers are asking the same question.
So I think I'm pretty sure I sent this over to you guys. And this is what puts it in perspective when we talk about Rashan Gary, and then we talk about Lucas Van Ness from the 13th overall pick that he was. So the Texans, like when Tory said dynamic duo, right? And it's almost fool's gold to even think that Rashan Gary at his peak would have been even what I saw from the Houston Texans last year, with 2 players in specific. Will Anderson is an absolute beast. And again, he was drafted pretty high, but like you have Micah, right? You went and invested and got a player who arguably is better. And Will Anderson is amazing. Again, AP first team All-Pro. He had 12 sacks last year. 12 sacks, 3 forced fumbles.
Pretty impressive.
Danielle Hunter, his dynamic duo.
His running mate.
15 sacks in his 10th season with also
I want
3
to say powerful, but
forced
I saved that for
fumbles. Second team All-Pro. 2 All-Pros on that defensive line. And the rest of their defense was really, really good. Right. Them in Seattle were like the top 2 defenses in the NFL next to Denver with their pass rush, right? Yeah. And so it just puts it in perspective to me when we're talking about Rashan Gary and people are on YouTube or texting in, well, his numbers were better than every one of the other Packers. And as Brad, you said, that's an indictment on what the Packers have done to build up that room with Micah. And let's say Kenny Clark wasn't a part of that trade. I don't think we're sitting here saying that the defensive line's ready to go with Kenny Clark and Micah Parsons and LVN.
Right.
And Devontae Wyatt. Like, they'd be good, but they still need that guy, and they haven't been able to figure it out, and I don't know how they figure it out in this offseason with where they're at with their assets.
I thought that when Micah Parsons was going to be a part of the Packers, that the rest of the D-line would shine. I thought Devontae Wyatt, Rashan Gary, whoever else was in there would shine because you are guaranteed one-on-one matchups.
Right.
And anytime you have a one-on-one matchup with a D lineman, it should only be a matter of time. You should not be locked up one-on-one. But how many times did we see Micah Parsons get double, triple teamed? And he was still the only one who was providing real pressure, real sacks, and any sort of closing mentality. And then especially when he got injured, unfortunately, you saw that the whole line became completely defanged.
Right.
And the reality is, whether you're a starter, and for the backups, the young guys, the Barron Sorrells, the Colin Olivers, the jury's still out. Maybe they're good, but we just don't know yet. Yeah. But it's such a critical position group to have such low production. And Goody, you can either give him credit for saying, you know what, I'm taking swings because Rashan Gary, LVN, Devontae Wyatt, all first-round draft picks. And Kenny Clark and Rashan Gary, he's giving them a second contract, so he knows it's an important position. And, of course, the frosting on top of the cake was Micah Parsons for that big trade. So he knows it's a critical position. He puts the investment into it. But outside of Micah Parsons, it's been completely underwhelming.
Well, I'm very disappointed in LVN, too, because
should be.
Like I said, I mean, I thought that I had big hopes that he could actually, produce a little bit more. And he kind of, a lot of things, you can't put everything on one person.
Well,
even though Micah Parsons can open up the window for the one-on-one, you still got to be a professional and add to the team. And it takes a team to win. So when you talk about one person like we do, like we know once we got Micah, everybody's like, oh, we may be able to contend for the Super Bowl. But then now with, you look at the team and the help he had, did he have the help?
And then again, I used the duo of Houston as an example, but then I think everyone saw the difference in the Super Bowl of what Seattle's defense was as a whole, and it just made you think about this offseason and how Brad has said it's going to be one of the most important offseasons for Goody in 2026, and again, Tucker Kraft and Micah Parsons are both coming off of serious injuries. And to expect the level of production that they had at their peak of last year can happen, but right away, can you promise that? Absolutely not.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing. The Green Bay Packers, 3 of your top probably 5 players are all coming off devastating injuries.
Right.
Like basically season-ending injuries when you add in Zach
Tom
as well. So that's something that's devastating. But going back to something you said, T-Lo, is you said that you were disappointed in Lucas Van Ness. And I'm going to stop blaming Lucas Van Ness. I'm going to stop blaming Rashan Gary. You want to know why? It's because coming out of college, Rashan Gary had a knock on him on the fact that he didn't live up to his potential at Michigan, being one of the top-rated players coming out of high school. Lucas Van Ness was a rotational player, basically, at Iowa. So at a certain point, you can say, oh, well, you drafted all these different guys on the defensive line. Well, guess what?
There's a trend here.
Yeah, you're drafting guys with potential instead of drafting guys that can be impact players day one, and the potential is not actually fully coming out, and it is impacting the Packers to the point where you are about to cut a first-round pick in Rashan Gary, and you're probably not going to give the 5th-year option to another first-round pick in Lucas Van Ness. That is a failure upon what you're doing. If you don't give an extension to Devontae Wyatt, that means, Dana, every single defensive lineman you'd have drafted since you've been here, you're letting go.
And the sad part about it is, and I'm gonna say I'm guilty. When it comes to the Packers, we just potentialed out. Like we look at the potential of every draft pick. Like
we love next steps.
Look, like I said, we are the team that we believe that we can challenge for the Super Bowl every year, regardless of what we put the product that we put out on the field. We may get disappointed, but the next year we reload back up off of potential.
And what you guys are all saying is
potential. I think we're running out of that.
It's not running out of potential because, in theory, right, as Stro did an exercise looking at the Super Bowl teams and their last 3 years of first 3 rounds of picks. Now, where the Packers pick is important to this context. But that being said, there's a trend that is also concerning when you look at the guys on the roster from 2019, 2020, 2021, and then 2022. You should have more that you're drafting that you say, we have to keep them. And where you find them, a lot of people can make an argument where Zach Tom was drafted or Elton Jenkins was drafted, right? Like where in the draft they are drafted, it doesn't matter as long as they perform. But you have higher odds to find guys to make impact and to be on your team long term in those early rounds, and they just haven't been able to do it. So if those guys that they selected in this draft and develop system, it's just the develop part that's missing. And then you wouldn't be thinking about, all right, well, now we're going to develop with Tyron Hopper, right? Instead of being able to be like, well, they would have locked up Quay a long time ago and offered him something that is worth market value if he was that good.
That's the problem.
And that's the problem that the Packers are running into, and that running out of potential. They're running out of potential because they're not drafting the potential that's turning into something.
And it's unfortunate that the Green Bay Packers, the guys that are getting the extensions for the Packers, haven't been their first-round pick. I mean, they're giving some. Like Rashan Gary was a first-round pick. He got an extension. But the guys that we're hot on right now is Zach Tom. He was the biggest guy. It's Tucker Kraft. That's another guy, 3rd-round pick. But he's like, you're not talking about the guys you drafted in the first round that you have to lock in for the long term.
I think the development on the offensive side of the ball has – I wouldn't complain too much on the offensive side. I think
except for the O-line.
But I think the defensive side has, not been like Brust pointed out. I don't think that the defensive talent that we have drafted, they have, we look at the upside, but I think that is the system there for them that it is for the wide receivers or the offensive talent. So
no, I think it's not so much the system. I think it's so much the ability of the players. Because one thing I will see is like Eric Stokes, he had a good year in Oakland. In Las Vegas, and a lot of low pressure. But like if a guy leaves the Packers and tears it up, then okay, I'll be like, all right, well maybe we missed something. But none of these guys that Goody has drafted have left the Green Bay Packers on the defensive side of football where we say, boy, we're missing out on that guy. You're talking about Danielle Hunter, who was in Minnesota. He leaves Minnesota and he's like in his early 30s, and he goes down to Houston, and he's still tearing it up. All right, that's what I'm not seeing, and that's what will lead me to believe that Goody isn't doing a good enough job of drafting guys that are super talented that other teams can't wait to get.
Well, it's interesting, too. You would think that with the Packers, they're always like a guy or two away, right? Just it seems like they're always a guy or two away. You would think that would lead Goody to want to draft guys that can contribute right now, because they're knocking on the door, but instead it's just like, oh, I see this guy being good in 3 years, and more often than not, he's not that good.
I think it's a delicate balance, but I think he's trying to balance the future a little bit more than the now, and that's his philosophy, and we'll see how it continues to go. Tory, we always appreciate you on Fridays.
Thanks for having me. Have a powerful weekend.
But it's okay, because I got the
Tory Lowe.
Tory Lowe.
We played it last week. We're going to play it this week.
Tory Lowe.
We're going to try and figure out what Kyle said throughout the week. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Definitely seeing some backups out there. We've got an accident northbound 4394 right at the ramp from Lapham. The two left lanes are blocked right now. Big delays coming up from well before Oklahoma Avenue up to that point. We've got southbound 43 slowing down from Keefe all the way through the Marquette interchange all the way down to Beecher Street. Westbound 94, we've got backups from just about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side has got some backups basically from Barker Road past Brookfield Road, and then again from 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Also a crash on the off-ramp to National Avenue from southbound 894. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, thunderstorms likely, some may be severe with a low of 58. Tomorrow, a stray shower early, then windy with falling temperatures throughout the day. We start at 63 early, then falling into the 40s. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Ben Brust here from ESPN Milwaukee, and I just want to officially declare I will be dominating Bowling for Babies.
Ben, it's charity bowling. You don't get a championship ring.
There are lanes, there are competitors, and there's going to be great.
Okay, but more importantly, WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies is going to benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
So while I'm throwing strikes,
you're helping local families get essential baby supplies.
But we are also competing for 4 tickets to a Green Bay game and a VIP tailgating experience.
Sign up today at WTMJ.com/cares.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you can roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16,000 in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you.
If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
So we tried something last week, and it may feel similar if you're a morning listener or you follow them on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Fridays. Little weekend rechew. Little different. Stro puts together some clips that Kyle says things, and we try and figure out what they're about. I want you to lay the ground rules this week, Stro, specifically when we do this, okay?
I will ask people in particular, mostly Kyle, what he's talking about. If he answers and gets it right, great. I will also play the full context now. So I have 14 clips total, but 7 to actually ask.
Damn.
About.
Kyle, wow. Brust Nortman with you till the Homer Hour at 5 o'clock. Let's get to what we call Guess Who, but I think needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, we'll see on that. All righty. Fun one this week. I'm very excited. A lot of work goes into this, but I start my Fridays with it, and it just makes me smile because Kyle's an idiot, man. He's the best.
Oh, wow.
And I mean that in an endearing way.
I don't think.
Do you think I'm an idiot? Exactly. It's endearing. All right. Clip number 1. Kyle. No, actually, let's ask Brad. This one's for Brad. Brad, what is Kyle excited about in this clip?
Wait a minute now. Girls' night. Okay.
I think it's when someone on social media takes away their dude pictures and she's promoting her single life.
Right, good job.
I would not have gotten that one.
Like, wait a minute now.
Where is he? Where is he?
I ain't see. Wait a minute now. Girls' night. Okay.
Kyle, you are funny, man.
Clip number 2, Ben Brust.
Kyle, I wish you were here to tell them to do it.
Who wishes Kyle was there and why?
Wow, that's a short clip.
That's a short clip, man.
Kyle, I wish you were here to tell them to do it.
Especially when he's talking in third person.
Kyle, I wish you were here to tell them to do it.
Tell them.
I don't even know.
I don't recall, boy. It's been a wild week. It's been a wild week. Who? Why was I talking in third person?
I know.
Who wishes Kyle was there and why?
Bro, I don't know.
To break up with somebody, end something for somebody? I don't know.
Give us the full context, please.
Market manager Greg Scalzo, he heard our show yesterday, and he pointed at his glass, and there was a wet mark there. He said, Kyle, I wish you were here to tell them to do it, tell them to clean up.
For context, we were in our show prep meeting yesterday.
It's a good one.
And the window washers were washing the glass.
Long week.
And Kyle goes, you guys missed this spot. That was this week?
That was this is a long week.
All right, let's go to this one. This one is also for Ben Brust. And then Kyle will go to you for the rest of it.
Oh, yeah. I preferred to talk to KBN Nation in the chat.
Kyle was talking to the chat instead of what?
I was talking about something. March mode.
Oh.
Kyle was interested. I could see it. He's like, I've heard this before.
Oh yeah. I preferred to talk to KBN Nation.
Horrible emotional clip by Alex Strofe yesterday to 3.2K viewers plus and rising as we discussed the Badgers win over Maryland, heading to Purdue. They're flying there right now, and he played some horrible promo of the seeds that
March mode.
Yeah, March mode on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison, KBN, jump around, everything.
All right, Kyle. Rest of these are you.
All right.
Kyle, why are you mocking me in this clip? Probably.
What do you mean, probably? What do you mean, probably? Something probably with you probably being weak.
Actually,
wrong. That's where my head went. Do they have to make the playoffs for him to sign a Supermax?
Probably.
What do you mean, probably?
We're talking about Giannis.
Oh, yeah. Ain't no way in hell he signed the Supermax.
You should have said that when Thanasis was here.
I wanted to, but then we showed him the workout stuff. I wanted to ask him so many more questions.
You had an opportunity to ask him a question, but you had a hard hitter.
I was going to hit him with, the Giannis question. Giannis threw the ball. What does that mean?
That would have been a good question.
We need a running total of who's got a better week, KBN or Chewy.
I think I do more clips than Chewy, but we could certainly do that. You guys will.
You were tough this week. You don't give me a small
I had to crank up the difficulty a little bit.
It's hard.
All right, Kyle.
You don't want somebody doing the disappearing act.
Who are you accusing of disappearing?
Who disappeared? It wasn't Rashan Gary. Rashan Gary disappeared?
Wow.
Nice. Somebody that's going to be consistent for a 17-game season. Not a guy like Rashan Gary, but you don't want somebody doing the disappearing act. That's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a level of consistency.
All right, I've got two left, and they're really good.
He's been hyping these up to me, and so far it's been hard, but he said I'd be peeing in my pants. It'd be so funny.
All right, now we're going to see.
I do have to pee.
I also have to pee. Kyle, you are looking for Brad's backup in this clip. Tell me why.
Wait a minute. But, Brad. I'm looking for his backup.
You were asking Brad to defend you there.
Oh.
I'll play it one more time.
Wait a minute. But, Brad. I don't even know. Brad was real disrespectful today, so I don't even recall. What did I ask for your backup for today? Boy, I do say a lot.
You say a lot.
I say a lot of words.
And this is lacking a lot of context. I don't even know. A lot of stuff comes out of his mouth.
And but you never asked Brad for backup.
Yeah.
I know. What did you ask me for backup?
Well, was it against these two? I feel like maybe these two did something.
Here's your hint. You said the word offensive.
Oh, Lou Holtz. Oh, because Lou Holtz spoke to your king.
I got the full context.
I like Lou Holtz, but Brad.
He did sound like that.
He said, listen, when I talk to Tom Coughlin, he gonna handle. You gonna handle.
How does that make you feel? Listen back. This is 15 minutes after Lou just closed his eyes. The body wasn't cold.
I apologize to the Holtz family and the state. It was a little insensitive. He was,
that was light.
Besmirched.
You did like 10 minutes more of that.
Yeah, I mean,
you did it for an entire segment.
Good guy. Listen, when I die, y'all can make fun of the way I talk.
I only got one left. I think this is my favorite of the week. Best for last. Kyle, I'm going to ask you the question, then play the clip. Actually, no. Other way around. I'm going to play the clip, then ask the question.
I would hate for Chef Ed to get arrested simply for something he didn't mean to do.
Why were you talking about Chef Ed getting arrested?
Was it him poisoning somebody?
Who was he poisoning?
He accidentally poisoned. Damn, what were we talking about earlier?
I know.
Earlier this week, we were talking about Chef Ed chimed in on. Was it something with Strofe? I forgot. He accidentally poisoned
the president.
Yeah, yeah. Have food taste testing something.
Chef Ed is really dreaming the United States personal chef for the president.
Yes, I would hate
jobs.
Chef Ed to get arrested simply for something he didn't mean to do, as in poison the president with
coin laundry owner.
Man, you really cut Kyle off a lot. That's what I learned cutting.
I talk a lot, so you got to control me. Yeah, man.
I tried with the Lou Holtz thing, but he didn't stop.
So see, it feels good, doesn't it?
I like
but Brad.
He did sound like that.
He said, listen, when I talk to Tom Coughlin, you gonna hit him. You gonna hit him.
Oh, Kyle, you were.
I'm actually mad you didn't grab more Kyle Lou Holtz.
I felt offensive.
No. What I want us to go all in. There was a clip that Ben showed us during the break where he just said,
"Can we do it now?" Or is
it? Why not? Why? It's okay. It's okay. We're not gonna get in trouble. What is
Reese Davis could understand him.
I like Lou Holtz, but Brad.
He did sound like that.
He said, listen, when I talk to Tom Coughlin, he gonna hit him. You gonna hit him. I want to hear a comparison of how I sound versus him. I want to hear it side by side. That's what I want to hear. I don't know. I still playing
that
scared.
Would be funny to find a Lou Holtz clip, transcribe it, allow you to do it, and then compare it to Lou Holtz actually doing it.
It's interesting. Man.
Oh, no, now we got on the Carlos Talking text line, Lou Holt's long-lost cousin's upset.
That's okay. Hey,
you're besmirching his legacy.
Hey, I appreciate Lou Holtz, and I'm sure Notre Dame does as well. I do. I didn't say anything about him personally. He just, in older age, it seems like he was a little hard to understand. That's it. That's all. That's all.
Oh,
he was on TV.
I do want to play the clip.
The clip is so good.
Crazy good.
It's so good. And listen, when people die, you can have fun with. He lived a great life.
He would probably be happy knowing that people are smiling, thinking about him.
Well, according to some inside information, I don't know.
He
sounds like
he's rough around the edges.
Yeah, he's a jerk. That's what I was told. I don't know though.
Sources close to the program.
Sources close to the program. We're told by people around Lou Holtz that he was
not a nice fella.
Yeah, he may or may not. People might have said, "How in the world do you work with him?"
Well, I needed Stro for Hack Ass. We're going to hack ya later. What we're going to do is give away some frozen pizza Friday right now. How about caller 12, 800-990-3776? My freezer is already stocked, so I can just go right home after this and put in the pizza. And it's going to be a wonderful Friday night. Frozen Pizza Friday at the Brust household. And your chance to be the Frozen Pizza Friday winner, courtesy of Screamin' Sicilian and Palermo's Pizza. Caller 12, 800-990-3776. I've been told I need to slow down on the Carbless Talk and text line. That's 800-990-3776. Caller 12, 800-990-ESPN to be the Frozen Pizza Friday winner. Wheel of Stro 3.0. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust and Nortman, KBN.
If his butts are candies and nuts, we could have a party.
See, I
you
got
were
nuts.
way off.
I said if and butts were peanuts and nuts, and then I didn't know the rest.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We have a crash right now, 41 southbound, right at the ramp from Silver Spring. The right lane is blocked, so watch out for the backups heading through that area from Appleton Avenue. We also have a crash on 4394 northbound, right at the ramp from Lapham. The two left lanes are still blocked with this, so everybody's shifting over to the right. Big delays stretching all the way back to Howard Avenue with this, and then very slow on southbound 43 from Capitol Drive down through the Marquette to about Lapham. Traffic is brought to you by Geist Garage Doors. For over 70 years, Geist Garage Doors has been the local trusted name for garage door sales, service, and repair. Visit GeistDoors.com and don't think twice, call Geist. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, thunderstorms likely, some may be severe, a low of 58. Tomorrow, stray showers early, windy with falling temperatures throughout the day. We start off with a high of 63 early, then falling into the 40s. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring. They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that? Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is this how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with a 1-carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 15 retired in honor of Butch Lee. He finished in 78, and the number retired the next season. It's hard to believe that any player could ever equal what Butch Lee did at Marquette. Part of the national championship team in 77, and the Final Four MVP, and the next season, the consensus National Player of the Year. So much success, it's not necessary to bring up any statistics. Number 15, Butch Lee, did everything. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, our experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. today to get started. 262-783-6161.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold a lie with sportswear, too. You pay a fortune for big-name gear, a fancy logo, a slogan, and it still stinks. Iron Jock doesn't play that game. Silver ion technology is woven into every thread, killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. And now, through March 8th, our listeners can get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. That's code SPRING40. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman until 5 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, and, of course, the ESPN Wisconsin app. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace. Brad Nortman and Alex Strofe here. It's time now for the Wheel of Strofe 3.0.
It's time for the
Wheel of Stro.
Wheel of Strofe, another day, another buckaroonie on the Wheel of Strofe. I've got a wheel with things written on it. How fun is that? 3.0 stuff right there. Tell you what.
It took 3.0 for you to write on a wheel.
Can I just say, the red marker, do what you do is for you to read. It is so annoying for me to see. I hate the red on blue.
Well, I have great news for you. It doesn't affect you one bit.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I just see it. I mean, we have things where we see it's a nuisance. Is it not
nobody
a nuisance
else
visually?
Nobody else sees it, right?
Brad.
I mean, I'm not enough for me to,
I just brought it up.
grievance.
You just went through a segment where you said you talk too much.
Well, I get paid.
What a specific thing to criticize.
Why don't you jump in?
Well, I gave him a black marker.
Wheel of Stro.
That does seem like a strange decision.
Shut up, Brad.
Oh,
hung on by a thread.
Almost red.
In or out? Coach speak.
In.
Oh, yeah, I love me some coach speak.
Sure, in.
Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla, when asked about Jason Tatum returning, his season debut today when he was on the Zolak and Bertrand morning show in Boston, responded to a question with the quote, I go to bed questionable, I wake up probable, end quote.
I love that. That's so good.
Why?
Because if you wake up, aren't you active?
No. Once
Wait.
you get out of bed, you're active.
I understand going to bed questionable. Waking up probable doesn't make any sense.
No,
to me.
you're probable until you step your 2 feet on the ground.
Yeah, because
then
you
you're
never
active.
know. You never know. But probable is about as positive as you can do before the whistle blows.
I think this is kind of dumb.
Yeah, I don't go to bed questionable. I'm blessed by the man above. I ain't worried about that. I'm gonna wake up.
Okay.
Okay.
And then he was asked about his own death, and he said, quote, I would want to be forgotten immediately. I couldn't be forgotten about fast enough. If people spend any time thinking about my death, do something else.
Missoula's an interesting guy.
He's a weird cat.
He
man.
walked into a great, literally a great situation.
Alex Stro, my best friend.
I kind of feel bad for Ime Udoka.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, this was his team, and
Missoula's done a good job with them.
Yeah, but Ime probably would have did it better. He's a really good coach. Shouldn't keep his hands to himself.
Shouldn't have Sharon Moored it.
No. He ain't no Sharon Moore. He ain't that. Sharon went crazy.
Did you say he's out of jail?
Yeah, he's been out of jail. He got a
You
plea
say
agreement.
shout out to
Well,
him.
he was only in jail for what? A minute?
I know, yeah, barely. He embarrassed himself. Oh, gosh. Oh, couldn't imagine. Talk about gross people. How you on the sideline with your little side piece during the game? That's crazy. Tighter, $90,000
This is what you said last segment. You just talk, man.
I guess so, but it gets me going.
It's crazy.
Funny and it's crazy and it's dangerous. It's just weird.
Sharon Moore. Funny, dangerous, and crazy.
Wheel of Stro. Wheel of Stro. Let's spin it again. It's a good spin.
It's a good spin.
Orange for one sentence.
Yeah.
Now, I think we got to. Can you have another heart to heart with ChatGPT about the Wheel of Stro 3.0, specifically on
it's my
orange?
favorite one.
That's my favorite one, too.
I hate this one so much.
I think it stinks.
Because
It sounds stupid.
Be concise.
No,
but
the
it's
thing
not
is,
entertaining.
We get our thoughts are like
Our job is to give our thoughts.
I recently finished this season of Love is Blind.
Ooh, that's tonight
if you're
for me.
Unfamiliar with the concept, people meet through a wall, and they do not get the opportunity to meet until they're engaged. And then they live together for a month.
They don't see
and they
each
do
other.
the marriage. Well, they don't see each other. They talk through a wall. I just said that.
I know, but
they don't see each other
It's an
until they're
important
engaged, and then
detail.
they live together for a month, and then they decide whether or not they actually want to go through with their wedding. All of this to ask the question, Brad Nortman, you first. Is love blind?
What if you were talking to
Can
Lexi?
be blinding.
No. Let's put Brad in Love is Blind.
That's 2 sentences. Kyle, is love blind?
Hell no.
Ben?
Hell.
What Kyle said.
Brad?
Definitely not blind.
Like, if you were on Love is Blind,
comma,
and Lexi was behind the wall, comma, and she came out looking different than she does right now,
How different?
comma, would you still be?
How different? Question mark.
When you go out, period, and you see a group
period.
of,
That's the end of the sentence.
Okay, when you
Okay.
when you
One
go out,
sentence
you see a
gone.
group of women, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
She look like that.
I think a level of
Good personality,
attraction
though.
is important. It's not the only thing. It's not the most important, but it's important.
That's
Where
the
do you
sentence,
weigh it
Brad.
on the scale? Oh, damn. I meant
it's top 5.
not the actual scale.
No, the hot crazy scale.
No, just like, in the overall like percentage of
Yeah, it ain't
putting
even about-
together
it ain't
your
about-
wife.
It's top 5. It's not top 3.
Oh,
like
stop it. Oh,
Yeah,
stop.
there are
Ain't
things-
ain't nobody
there-
trying to
there are
wake
some-
up to no ugly ass woman or man.
It's probably a deal breaker, but there are other bigger deal breakers.
Nah, hell no. Hell, Brad, stop it. You gonna
No,
put
it's
other-
number one for Kyle Wallace.
About kids, faith, joy being around them.
Okay, so you got kids, faith, joy being around.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
that's
cute,
attractive.
there's a lot of
Right there.
attractive women who love kids, faith, and the joy being around her. You gonna bring an ugly ass woman to the Nortman household? Your daddy bring you to the side, Brad. Your mama told me I need to talk to you. Now, are you sure about this?
Listen, I said it was important, but it's not the most important. You're saying it's the most important thing.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
Actually, you know what? Yes, it is. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. When my mama can't hold her tongue. If I brought an ugly woman home, matter of fact, that's why if women didn't look good, and they seem like, They weren't meeting mama. They ain't going nowhere near my house. I'm not even going in public
Kyle,
with you like that.
What happens when baby girl is 75?
We're old.
And attraction has long gone.
Excuse me? What are you trying to say?
Physical attraction.
Did you just say baby girl's not going to be good looking at 75?
About my
you're
baby?
75.
What did you just try to
Physical
say
attraction.
about my baby?
I said physical attraction is gone at that
What
point.
you mean? Look, he's stumbling over his words.
No, I'm not.
But physical attraction ain't never going nowhere because we gonna be physically attracted forever.
All right.
Even at 95, I'm gonna say, come and
So
roll.
that's a lot of pressure on baby girl to stay attractive.
Hold on.
As
What
she
did
is
you
currently
say?
her whole
Roll
life.
over here?
You heard what I said.
What'd you say?
No, we're not saying it again.
At 95, what would you say?
No.
Move the pins off the way.
Oh my!
Take the dentures out. Why don't you tell us about your love interest, Stro?
He said the gums.
Tell us about your love interest, Strophy. The perfect time.
Yep.
Is she going to be attractive to you forever when you're 75 and 95?
Dude, she's gorgeous.
When you both have wrinkly skin?
I've called her my hot girlfriend how many times? Hot fiance.
Cool.
Because I went to Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area. 1 in Greenfield, where I went, and 2 in Brookfield, Brad's neck of the woods. 1 on the north side, 1 on the south side. Look, I didn't know what I was doing when it came to buying an engagement ring. All I knew is I had the right person, and I had a couple of directions, and I brought that to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds, and they created my fiance's dream ring, and they can do the same for you, whether it's a picture of something maybe she's looking at and says, ooh, I like that, or if she gives you a couple words like my fiance did to me, they can turn it into a dream ring. I promise you that. They are the absolute best. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, 2 in Brookfield, and online, roberthackdiamonds.com. That's Robert Hack, H-A-A-C-K, diamonds.com. And just like me and my fiance, you'll be saying, heck yeah, with Robert Hack Diamonds.
One last chance to win something potentially on Kyle, Brust Nortman as we wrap up the show. Coming up next.
This is Kyle, Brust Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on Broadcast Channel 49.1. The Utah Jazz roll into Milwaukee for a Western Conference showdown. Saturday night at 6:30 on WMLW The M.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Harley-Davidson is an iconic Milwaukee brand, recognized worldwide for its innovation and strength. For many years, Harley-Davidson has partnered with Junior Achievement to prepare the future workforce of our community. Together, we're ensuring young people discover the career path that's right for them. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I can tell you this, I'm very excited for Team USA at 7 o'clock in the World Baseball Classic. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh on the show. Bryce Terang getting the start, batting ninth for Team USA.
All right. Great representation. USA.
And
USA Bryce?
Huh?
USA Bryce.
USA Bryce. Now, last week I had Michigan against Illinois on Friday, as I did my best bet. And this is your opportunity. I'm going to do a best bet. And if you are caller number 8, you will be on the other side of my best bet. And if my best bet hits, we keep this rolling another week. If my best bet loses, you win a hotel stay at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. I have it in my desk. I'm waiting to give it to somebody. 800-990-3776. All you got to do is be call number 8. And you are on the other side of my best bet and have a chance to win a free hotel stay at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. So let's go with caller 8, 800-990-3776 on the Carpless Talk and Text line. That's 800-990-ESPN. Be caller 8 as we get the best bet rolling.
It's time for Ben Brust's Best Bets. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. There's a table waiting for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, and full-service sports betting. Explore more at paysbig.com.
It's never good when you're split between two games. You know what I mean? One of them's get a hit and you just don't know what it is. I'm going to stick to my original thought. What I'm going to do is take a team that beat a top 25 team in the A10 at home, playing a very good opponent in their Atlantic 10 conference in VCU. VCU's on the road at Dayton. Dayton beat St. Louis 3 games ago, who was ranked 23rd, and rolling. I think they had 1 loss at the time. I'm going to take Dayton at, right now, as you can see it, we'll lock it in. See what that is? 0.5.
Woo.
So it's a pick 'em essentially.
It's a razor margin.
Going with the Flyers, baby.
Going with the Dayton Flyers.
Home.
Minus a half point to beat VCU. That is at 6 o'clock. Who is our contestant's trophy?
Rob in Cudahy.
Oh, good old Cudahy.
Rob? So, Rob, if VCU wins, you're going from Cudahy to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and their amazing sports book, where, if you're heading to a Milwaukee Bucks game, you also can hang out there with the free parking before the game, place a bet, get a drink, ask for a wristband. Then you can have some fun there. Then you can go to a Bucks game and take the shuttle by the Annex. Seating is first come, first serve. shuttle pickups and drop-offs, again, are at the Annex. You begin departing 1 hour and 15 minutes before the game, and return shuttles begin third quarter runs nonstop after the game. Saw a great photo of some people taking the shuttle from Potawatomi to the Bucks game. I saw Potawatomi posted on their social media. So, Rob and Cudahy, you are a VCU Rams guy today, and I am a Dayton Flyer come 6 p.m. for Ben Brust's best bet. Best of luck to you.
Just to be, tantalized, what was the other game you were thinking?
Miami, Ohio, -5.5 to finish the regular season undefeated.
They've been having some really close games.
That was my fear. Is they're on the road at Ohio. They've been scraping by.
I would love to, rain on that parade.
Yeah, it's like a rivalry game. They're catching 5.5. It was more of a I want to see it happen versus go with what I like is a team at home who's got a little bit worse of a conference record that just won a big game, so they can do it. VCU on the road, so we'll see if Dayton can do it. Your biggest takeaway from today and this week, because, man, it has been long.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
My biggest takeaway is Kyle's all about attraction. That's it.
I mean,
that's the last impression that we have of Kyle Wallace.
That's the more
Kyle only cares about looks.
Oh my
Doesn't care about any. You said to me during the break that I ain't have no girl looking ugly and talking smack to me. So then she's ugly and she's talking to me like that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna listen to no lip from no ugly girl.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen everybody's wives in here, and I can tell you this right now. I ain't been with no ugly one either. So y'all got the same thing. Y'all just afraid to say it. I don't know why. We all won the game of life. I don't know what are we talking about here? And ugly's in the eye of the beholder. I can't listen. What I think is ugly is beauty to somebody else.
So if you were on Love is Blind, and this girl was great.
Don't put me on the show.
And all of a sudden it's I don't know how they
put Kyle on the show. If she turns out not what he's thinking in his head.
They do a reveal.
Get engaged. He's Kyle.
They do a reveal.
Too shallow.
In your state. Yeah.
What do they do for the reveal?
So basically you stand behind doors. And so you're dressed up and you get ready to propose, and they open both the doors at the same time, and you see the person.
Well, you see their faces right away.
No, I would be. You've seen some dejected people. Oh, Kyle Wallace be dejected. All that butterflies and love and hearing all this stuff talking. As soon as I see you, if you don't look good, I'm like, oh no.
No, Kyle, you don't restrain from your reaction. You'd say you'd open the door.
You've been like, hell no. That's what you look like? After all that time I spent talking to you, that's what you look like?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hell no.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I saw her, I'm anticipating something cute, and I see a little thing ugly. Oh, okay. Hold together now. You got to be good for the cameras. But no, I would probably, as soon as I got my phone, I'll probably call him like, man, she was ugly.
Do you have any advice for Kyle Homer as you heard how shallow he is?
Yeah, he said attraction's the most important thing.
Number one.
The most important. Not close.
No, as long as you're honest to yourself and you don't change, any approach is fine. Tony Smith said it best. Please understand, we all have a brain. You have a relationship brain that has nothing to do with your regular brain. Don't make any assumption on a person's relationship brain based on their regular brain. And once you accept that, everything's easy.
That makes sense how Stro got engaged. Her relationship brain is not working. And her regular brain is.
The theory, but we don't have time to break it down.
No, you can't. You think someone's, whatever you think he is, does not mean that has anything to do with his relationship brain.
No.
They're two different things, and they are not necessarily connected.
Can I say, personality and conversation are important, but y'all went up to y'all wives not because, oh, damn, she got a good personality from a distance. No, you said, oh, damn, she fine.
No. I addressed this long ago. It's not how pretty you are. You can only be so ugly. That's the reality that everybody lives with. And that's different
actually
for me.
Fair. That's pretty fair.
That's not fair. It's 1,000% accurate.
Fair versus the truth. They're two different things. And the truth was spoken from one Homer, which you can hear a lot more of next on 94.5 ESPN. Get us on YouTube at ESPN